Yo.
What?
Is your mic muted on it? Apologies, we are currently trying to sort out technical difficulties.
Right, I believe you guys can hear me now as well. Believe.
Yes.
Right, guys in the comments, in the chat, did the transition make a really loud noise? Because otherwise I might have to scrap the transition off.
Yes.
Yes, it did. Right.
Is it unbearable? That is the question.
Is it unbearable? Is it too loud? Yes.
We got Webbo saying yes.
Edit.
Got one guy saying no, defo not.
Never mind.
So if we get that turned down?
Done it.
Hey, let's go.
It's 100 bitties from Rapid there in the chat.
Rapid, my bro. I appreciate the 100 bits. Right, guys. Welcome to... Sorry about the little...
Technical difficulties.
Cool, you're right there, Concept, bro.
Are you in the middle of a hurricane or something?
Blowing some serious wind down the mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Alright, guys. So yeah, we are here, NEC 2. I'm in the booth with Doctor and Concept. So last week, I apologise that I couldn't show up. I was very ill, unwell. So first and foremost, thank you to the guys that run the show. That's Doctor, Ginger and Concept. Put on a great show. All the guys competing. Put on a banging show. As you see tonight, we're continuing. We've got El Conzi versus Rue. We've got Mark Jeff versus LW Fanatic. The graphic ain't quite right because Hasboybs has just known shown. Frosty MMA versus Lilo. Webbo Axlage. God Ate My Pig versus Sweet Plant. That matchup sort of in the balance because no response from either gentleman as yet. We have Hatia versus Fonty. Also no response from them gents. El Kemure versus Ginger, Kante versus The Leech, Trixie versus Getting Sparked, Dizinho Naznim, Naz UFC, Blink, Suave Jamie, Easy Work GG, Keza versus Dizinho 10, Fadinator Bossman. So if anyone knows Sweet Plant, Gamp, Hatia, EK Fonty, please chase them up for me in the Discord if you can. But other than that, guys, do you have any fights that particularly stand out for you this evening?
Kante versus Leech, I think it's going to be arguably the fight tonight. Kante's a man who will throw the kitchen sink at you and just make sure that kitchen sink never comes back to be put back in. And the Leech has got a similar type of striking style, so that's probably going to be one hell of a fight. Kemura versus Ginger in a similar manner, both of them very heavy in their pressure strike and very aggressive in what they want to do. So that's going to cause massive havoc for either side.
Yeah, 100%. And I think there's been a slight error sort of on the graphic as well. Dizinho versus Naznim sort of coming up twice there. But I think Diz versus Kez is going to be huge. Personally, I think that'll be a big fight. Obviously, that's the co-main event there as well, right? So, you know, arguably the winner of that will go on to sort of fight for the belt there. You know, they'll be going on 2-0. So I think that's an interesting fight. But, you know, you can't sleep on the prelims either. You know, you got Ken Muir, just throws the kitchen sink, you know, always makes it a war. You know, Frosty and Lilo again, that'll be an interesting fight. So, I don't know, man. Good fights all around.
Good fights indeed. Yeah, Dizinho Naznim, not sure why that is on the card. Should that be a different fight? I'm just gonna.
That was last week, I'm pretty sure.
That was last week. That should maybe be Dirty Dave versus Crimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dirty Dave left off of 2 graphics.
Yeah.
He is not going to be happy with us over at NUGS AU. Dirty Dave left off for 2 graphics, but that is fine. That's a mistake I should have spotted. I did proofread the card, and just assumed it was fine. That's my fault. But
These things happen.
anyway, we can get into the first fight tonight. We have two guys coming over from the VFL, Rue and Konzi. Rue is currently, both of these gentlemen are currently 1-0. El Konzi taking this fight on short notice. It's going to be an interesting fight. A lot of you guys don't really know these guys. Thanks, Harry, for the bits as well. Appreciate that. A lot of you guys don't really not familiar with these guys, but the winner of this will move to 2-0 and boost ourselves up the rankings, so we can get testing out these new transitions. This should work.
Oof.
And you should see me. Bosh. There we are, gentlemen. So here we have a lightweight. We have a 9-5 record between Rue and Konzi. Does that tell a story, lads? Does that tell a story?
I mean, realistically, right? You'd give a slight advantage to Rue just because of what it says there, sort of on the scorecards. But you know, when one person can get a win over the other person, and it's under the bright lights, right? Anything can happen, you know. But you'd favour it slightly to Rue just going off the record there.
Yeah, as I say, don't know whether they were spars, whether any comp fights in the VFL may have happened. I believe they're a similar ranking in VFL, maybe both lightweights, welterweights, around that area. But both of these guys 1-0, so they've shown what it's got to take to win. And Rue's starting off with a big counter.
Yeah, well, we're starting with the uppercuts, looking for the slip straights, landed it twice. The pull upper, though, by Dustin Poirier being established very quickly. Takedown attempt does happen, does take it down to the ground very much early on in this round. A lot of time to work concept. You've got to imagine Hill Volkanovski, you want to regain that top mount position and start causing havoc here for him.
100%, and I feel like I'm not sure who is Volkanovski, Konzi in this situation. He feels like he can sort of execute more on the ground than Rue can defend, right? But you know, we see a big sweep there as well, so got to see what is, you know, Rue looking to do. Is he trying to get up? Is he trying to get some damage here? Does in fact get up there at the end.
Yeah, he stands up, throws a body kick on the exit. But this is, I think, as far as evenly matched fights go, this does look very like 50-50 as far as skill level wise. So it's going to be interesting. We do see a bit of a spin elbow come out there with followed by the lead elbow into a slip straight. So both of these guys are showing, even though they probably haven't played the game as long as everyone else, they're showing they're definitely picking up the necessary skills to get up.
Yeah, you can definitely see they've got basic ideas, basic concepts, what you want to do, wanting to mix in the grappling as well. The leg kicks are being used, which isn't something you see a lot of the time either, so it's nice to see them being used, especially by the Dustin Poirier. We'll have a little ankle pick there, now goes into the clinch, disengages, works down towards that body. 2 minutes left on the clock, and a stun comes out, and a knockdown follows. Digging down to that body, trying to get a body rock if he can. Currently, Volkanovski in the lead, but Poirier now coming back.
And then Rue comes straight back with a big rock of his own. He's getting the read on that. Slip
These boys know what the matter is. You know what I mean? Full elbow, you see it again. They know about the matter.
Oh. Yeah, and this one is on a knife's edge, gentlemen. We are nearly He slipped into the head kick. Arguably should have died.
Into the head kick. He should have died. The rear hook landing as well. Dustin Poirier got stunned. He's made the Charles Oliveira adjustment. They're coming back, getting 3 knockdowns himself, putting on this pressure. Volkanovski against that cage, and it's looking more and more like Rue is having a lot of success as he slips that front kick there.
Don't know. Oh, now he knows what's coming. You know, he's going for a little move and slip straight. Another pull elbow, you know. Is he hunting that pull elbow a bit too much, though? Is that something that will come back to bite him? What's your opinions on that?
I don't know. All I know is this fight is a banger. This fight is going off. These guys are pulling. These boys are slipping, and these boys are banging. And we have a slip straight. Konzi's saying not yet. Just when Rue looked like he's taking over. Spin elbow into the drop. And that could be it. And my stream has froze. Waiting for opponent, could have broke his game with a deadly spin elbow. Maybe a chance of recovery.
Looking for the finish. Only just managed to survive. 7 seconds left on the clock, and it's looking like he could somehow go to a second round, and with no lack of trying to finish it in the first.
And I don't think this is going to be making it out of the second round, personally.
I don't think it makes it out of the second round, but I couldn't tell you who's going to take it. Big start for Konzi. Answered by Rue, and they've just been going back and forth all first round. You do see Volkanovski does have the head health advantage, but with the counters some of these guys are pulling out, it could be just one and done for any of these gentlemen.
Very much. Well, both of them now not wasting any time in his pocket. So
Ooh, and
straight
another
getting the
slip straight.
knockdown. Goes to jump on him, but the up kick just about saved him. A spinning elbow into the lead. Gets another knockdown. And Dustin Poirier back on the feet. Head health still blinking. And Volkanovski's currently in the middle leading this round.
Yeah, 100% right. That's two big knockdowns early. Now it's Rue going for the shot, right? Poirier going for the shot. So, now you got to think something of... Ooh, nice deny there from side control as well.
Big denial.
Kimura attempt does happen, but I guess there's no air concept. If you're Rue, you got to imagine you want to keep it on the ground, look for maybe a top position, start really causing some damage just to equal up the head health, even pull it in towards your favour so you can maybe start being a bit more active on the feet.
Exactly that, right? You want to try and mitigate some of his damage, but getting flipped like that is not the way to do it, you know? And, you know, it was earlier in the first round that Konzi went for the shot initially, so you got to think he's somewhat happy with this top position that he's got.
What I do know from Konzi, from the VFL, is he does have a lot of submissions. I know on his come up in the VFL, I did see him, he was getting a few submissions here and there. He was on the submission leaderboard at one point, I'm pretty sure. So I can imagine early stages of this game, this is maybe where his bread and butter is, but another big reversal from Rue. And both of these guys do look comfortable, but I just see it's a long way back here for Rue now.
Yeah, massive reduction in the pace overall, very much now just trying to figure out what's going to be the best way. It's adjustments to the game plan, because you've just had a round it's very hectic, very risky for both of them, and now with this style, it's very much a bit more calm, it's a bit more timid. Doesn't say that though he is landing some good ground and pound, and that's kind of what I'm expecting the rest of this round to be. It's more figure out what holes, where, and what for, and can you utilise them enough to get the damage to maybe lead towards the end of this round or into the third here.
Yeah, 100% right. And I think Rue is being a little bit, you know, more patient. He wants to keep this sort of fight here on the ground. And, you know, rubber guard's a good way to go about it. You know, if you can hold this position, it's very lethal.
Hammer guard.
Giving away the stack is not the way to do that.
Oh, stack, as we've seen multiple times, is deadly. Going for it again, decides to go side control, damage done even more so for Rue. You got to imagine coming into the end of this round, into the next, that they're going to be wanting to keep more on the feet, have more of the striking action as much as they can, working the body now. Does try to go for a gallop, gets denied that stand low. Gilly could be in question, but with 30 seconds left on the table concept, I think Volkanovski's just going to chill out for the rest of this.
Yeah, and he is going to just ride out this round. We didn't expect it to make it out this round, but with the slowdown in tempo, definitely we are getting there. And with the first round, gents, with the first round, the high pace, I can't really remember, without a stat check, I can't tell you who took that first round. I couldn't tell you who took that first round. So
I couldn't tell you.
We could have a potential 1-1. I know that. I know Konzi took that last round for sure. Very dominant round for him. But we could have a potential 1-1 on the cards here. So what do you do if you're Rue in this position?
I mean, ideally you would check stats to figure out where you're standing, but I mean, you're looking for... Oh, he's not looking for that. You're not looking to get knocked down and having already down in a down situation. So the issue is here for Cons is that head health. Volkanovski is helping him quite substantially, but the elbow KOs him in a quick fashion.
And he is down. He is dead. Beautiful performance from Konzi. Banger of a first round. A lot of guys in the chat was already screaming fight of the night, but
spinning elbow won him that fight respectfully, right? I mean, it was a good back and forth. It was, you know, a very good back and forth. I just feel like it was Konzi there that sort of landed those bigger shots. You know, had that head health advantage, knocked him down a good few times, and managed to get the flash off the back of that.
Yeah, great fight to kick us off of this card, and then yeah, maybe that will be fight of the night. A big slowdown in pace, but that first round definitely kept us on the edge of our seats. And looking into the next fight, we do have Mark Jeff versus LW Fanatic. So Mark Jeff, former member of LW, I believe, when he was removed from the camp. I believe he was removed from the camp. I could be wrong, but not too sure. But hopefully these two guys are good to go. As we pull up the stream, and they are, and I believe it may be a featherweight bout this time.
Yeah, featherweight, but looks like they're hovering over McGregor and what do you call him? Volkanovski. LW Fnatic filling in for Hasboy. You may have mentioned that. So, any picks allowed? Of course, submissions, man across the board. That we're going to really see it go to ground. Maybe Mark Jeff shoots a takedown with Volkanovski, but it's Mark Jeff. I'm expecting to bring it on the feet, put leather to McGregor's face, and just trying to cause as much havoc. He's probably going to for a quick tempo, quick pace. But ideally, you utilize the cardio of Volkanovski to abuse McGregor's cardio, a bit like how Marab did to Yan.
Yeah, 100% right. I mean, Mark's not really known for his grappling. He tries to keep the fight standing. High ping matchup here as well. To be honest, I'm not too familiar with LW Fnatic. Are either of you guys at all? Or?
I am not entirely.
I've seen them about in the place. I think I've seen them a couple commit. I may have commentated a couple of his fights. I've commentated a lot of fights, so probably if you're in this community, I've probably seen you fight at least once.
Yeah, 100% right. But he's coming out of the LW camp. Those guys trying to make big moves, right? Again, just got to see how this one goes. I mean, Mark Jeff, he's been around for a while. He knows how to throw strikes. He knows how to win fights as well. So, got to see how this one goes.
Do have to see how this one goes. Obviously, Mark Jeff was a champion in this weight class division. In the VFL, he was the featherweight champion. Said to a lot of people that this is his strongest weight class, Volkanovski being his strongest pick. So this has been set perfectly for Mark Jeff. He believes he is in a division where he is going to do his best work. Fnatic, like I say, taking this fight on short notice. Not too sure about him, but he is in a camp of LW. LW, not the most notorious camp around, but if you're in a camp, I believe you're playing this game. If you're in a camp, you're playing this game.
Yeah, if you're in a camp, you're playing this game at least semi-competitive, or you have done in the past. Really aggressive start here by Mark Jeff. He's putting on the pressure. It's not too unexpected. McGregor has been using that straight to the body. He has been trying to get it off, but Volkanovski usually played back in pine. You saw him earlier release a really big combo with McGregor. Didn't really land a lot, didn't do a lot of damage. Right now, Volkanovski's doing the one thing you do want to be doing in this case. Moving back and forth out of the pocket, you firing your shots, backing off, making McGregor whiff, not really trading because of that power concept.
Yeah, 100% right. Exactly that. And especially when you're in something of a higher ping matchup, you can afford to sort of take more risks with your strike. You can kind of just throw the kitchen sink a bit because, head movement and counters, those are sort of slowed down as well. I think that's partially Mark Jeff's game plan, just putting the pressure on him. But I'd say Fnatic's looking good as well. He's hanging in there. He's not eating big shots. He's not eating huge shots. The smaller shots are adding up. But, he's looking somewhat clean here, I have to say.
Yeah, the lead hook. The lead hook in McGregor seems to be his most powerful tool. If he can build his entire game around that left hand, forget about the rear hand, set up that lead hand quite a lot, the rear hand will then come naturally. On counter opposite, Jake, you got to imagine Mark Jeff is wanting exactly and just putting on his pressure here.
As well into full guard.
And going into this,
he decides to get up.
But going into this, Mark Jeff is 0-1. Took a big loss last week on NEC 1 to Liam Kenmure that did make our highlight video. That was a nice KO when he got that head kick ducked. I may point out that head kick there that he did land that rock with. That head kick was ducked by Liam Kenmure, and Kenmure did make him pay. Fnatic coming into this 0-0, his debut fight in the NEC, and it's not going too great for him.
100% right. It's not looking too great. I feel like he needs to do a bit of a better job setting his shots up. He's kind of coming in with the rear hand quite a bit. Like you saw that rear uppercut there as well. You need to try and set up those big shots. You need to work off the lead hand, and that should be an advice for any learning player in this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will check it back. They will watch these fights back, hopefully, to see where they went wrong, and hopefully they can pick up on some of that advice there. But there he is, and exactly like we called, and little bobble saves him, but Mark Jeff needs to realise that he's kind of running away with the fight. Can't let Fnatic get back into this one, Doc.
100%.
Yeah, I'm going to say Mark Jeff's best weapons right now and best tools is the boxing. That lovely straight body there. The uppercut just getting slipped out of the way. If he goes more towards the straight shots, starts his combos off with the rounded shots, he's going to probably be able to kind of cause Fnatic to misread a couple of shots there and end up maybe getting clipped on the counters. For Fnatic, it's the story of use McGregor's footwork. Don't just stand there. Play the same game Mark Jeff's playing this in and out game. Use that footwork effectively. Try to maintain the center octagon and use that lead hand because McGregor's best option right now is that lead hand. You're very close. You're in southpaw, which means it's even closer to that hand fighting position. And I don't think people realize how much damage you can do in terms of respect there concept.
Yeah, 100% right. I mean, McGregor's very powerful in this weight class, so anything can happen. You see a little bow of respect there after the
nearly got clipped by that though. It's a fight. It's not a respect. Just punch each other in the face.
You know what I'm saying? You got to capitalize on every opportunity that you get here. It's not a spar. You're not sparring mates. You're hearing huge knockout. When you're against the cage like that, you can't be letting shots come through. But that's a big win for Mark Jeff. Takes him over onto the winning column there as well. And you have to say, he looked very clean in that performance all the way through. He didn't drop control of that fight for 1 second.
Yeah, he just continued that forward pressure. As soon as he got him against the cage, especially in that second round, he smelt the blood and clipped McGregor as he went down there. As you can see, uppercut. Maybe not the best animation there, but it's UFC 4. We respect it nonetheless, even with all its spoken and bruggy messes. Mark Jeff, again, though, a lot of that was just the pressure, putting on the forward pace, finding the shots, and then when he was landing three-piece combos, he was that jab, rear hook, lead uppercut. Every time the uppercut was landing, getting a stun, it was just the money shot for Volkanovski. Fnatic had real no answer, and every time he pulled back, it was on the wrong shot. He was having difficulty timing Mark Jeff, and that's a lot of what the striking's about. It's about timing, it's about precision. If you can get the timing on something, you're going to be set, and it makes your life as a striker a lot easier.
I mean, that's what all that striking really is on this game, right? It's timing and knowing when to pick your shots, knowing what to come in with, So there's lessons learned there for Fnatic, in a fight like that. Probably will watch it back. That's something that's really important to do is watch back your losses and just see where you can be better, right? But big win for Mark Jeff nonetheless, and that is the early prelims finish their first 2 fights.
Yeah, lad, sorry about that. I had to shoot, give me chicken. You want some? You want some chicken, lad? Yeah, so we have the chicken on deck, boys, as we finish off the early prelims. Great win by Mark Jeff. I quickly shut out of the room because I didn't have any doubt that Mark Jeff would get that one done. But as moving on, we do have Frosty MMA and Lilo ready to go. Lilo, another guy, taking this one on short notice. A lot of short notice. You guys need to fix up. Keep pulling out in that. It's rough. But Frosty MMA taking on Lilo. Both of these gentlemen KM?
Yep.
Both of them in KM, and they seem to be respecting the fact why they're going KM, because I don't know if you switched over onto the stream yet, but I'm just looking at the predecessor. They look like they're going to be using 3.5 stars, which, to be fair, I wasn't aware we had 2 3.5 stars in Bantamweight, but fair enough.
Not too sure, but they're locked and loaded. Lilo hovering over the Eddie Wineland pick, and Frosty with the Frankie Sayans pick.
I've never seen Frankie's. I wasn't aware Frankie said, "Oh, we'll go random." Fair enough then. Respect it. We could either see really 2 well matches, or we could see really 2 bad matches.
Could be a mismatch here, right?
But... this benefits Frosty. If we look at picks, this definitely benefits Frosty.
I don't know, man. I'd still say it's an even matchup here.
Brow
is
decent.
somewhat better, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually a decent 4-star. I've seen him been used a few times with him over in PT as a pick, so he's not exactly that bad. The other dude, I haven't got a bloody clue who he is, not gonna lie.
Yuri Alcantara. Pretty sure he's a jiu-jitsu fighter. Again, I'm not.
So definitely not Lilo style then.
No, but Lilo's just coming in there, just swinging like
I don't care who I picked. I'm just gonna bash your head in with him. It seems.
Exactly that, right? And nice 3-piece there for Lilo as well. Mutual respect from these guys.
Oh, double drop there though. Now going for the finish, looking for the knockdown as much as he can. Gets it instantly.
I'm behind.
I'm behind as well, but that's it. But that is it. Yuri Alcantara. See you later.
This is why I share screens. I don't even know either. This is why I share screens on this.
Frosty MMA. Take a bow. That may be performance of the night so far. Comes out against his campmate, goes random, picks up Henan Barral. Boom, gets
it done in what, 2 minutes?
2 minutes flat.
It's another huge win for Frosty there. He moves on to being 2-0 as well, right? So you got to think he's moving up there on the cards. That's an early finish for him. He was a decision first week, I believe, on the first NEC. But that's, a quick knockout. That's going to bump his points up, right? So 2-0 for Frosty. He's looking good as well.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Frosty did get a decision win last week. So even though he is 1-0, we work on a point-based system where if you do not get a finish, you will only be awarded 1 point for the matchup. So he does get a finish there, moves on to 2-0, and he does move on to 4 points. So that is big to get that one in fashion. Maybe in the future we could add extra points for the speed of the finish, but for now, he does move on to 4 points. But even there, you see El Konzi, 2 finishes, he's on 6 points. Frosty moving on 4 points. You can see how some of these guys, even though they're getting wins, if they're decision wins, you can see how some of these other guys can catch up and overtake you in the rankings.
Yeah, exactly that, right? So they are going up in the rankings, but you've got to think, for people like Konzi or, Rue, for example, even Mark Jeff, right? The higher that they get up in those rankings, the tougher matchups that they're going to face. You're going to see, matchups against guys like Frosty, guys like Jamie, people like, Dzinho, Keza, whoever that might be, right? So it's important to stack up your wins and get your points there and, try and have that bit of a, I don't really know what the word would be, but just try and have a bit of leeway there for when you do fight some of the best people in the game, right?
Yeah, of course. And moving on, we do have 2 guys that are 1-0. We have Webbo, 1-0. He did defeat Manhu last week with a spectacular performance of spinning elbows, as Webbo likes to come out with now. And we do have Axledge, who did also win 1-0. And like you pointed out earlier, he had... Concept, Axledge did have a very, very good performance last week on the early prelims. So he did call out Webbo. Maybe not ideally a match I would have preferred to pick for myself due to Webbo's style and the way Webbo likes to fight. But Axledge seems confident. He calls out Webbo, but Webbo's saying a lot. If anyone needs a nap, then now's your time because he's going to lay on him for 15 minutes. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, that would be Webbo's game plan, right? Try and hold his submission, try and hold him down on the ground. But
who's Webbo looking to go? If it's Volkanovski, yeah. Webbo's a man that style can best be described as point fighting to the extreme. He's
maybe
very
a little
much
bit cheesy there as well, right? But
God, yeah. But it's Webbo. It's kind of what you expect.
If you've got good ground game defense and you can sort of hold those off, of course, in like the comp setting, it's quite limited in terms of all the things that I'm sure he'd like to do, right? So as long as you can sort of defend those critical positions, sort of like side control, get out of top mount, things like that, you can mitigate a lot of that on the ground. And if you can pick up more damage on the feet, even better for you.
Webbo is very much a man in which if you can beat him to the punch on the striking and score there, it doesn't really matter what happens on the takedowns as long as you've got good ground and pound defense. The issue is it's one thing knowing that, it's a second thing implementing that, especially when you deal with someone like Webbo who can do stuff like that.
Single leg bail off the rip, right? First 15 seconds and a deny for him on the ground there as well. And into side control, I do believe Webbo likes this position. Believes that he can hold side control, and he does there as well, right? Good deny there.
Big denial from Webbo. He did say this is where he wanted to fight. He did say he's going to hold Axledge here for 15 minutes. Not too sure if he's even going to hunt a finish. He just seems to look like he's going to need the body and just take all the stamina and take all the will out of Axledge. Like I said, Axledge did call for this fight. It is a fight he did want. Maybe sometimes you've got to realise you've got to walk before you can run, but he does get the sprawl there. And we have seen with Webbo, he is one of these guys that is very vulnerable, with the way he fights. He's very vulnerable. So if Axledge can get this back to the feet, then Axledge may be able to do his best work, but it might be a long night.
I was going to say, Webbo, he may be vulnerable, but he isn't currently vulnerable. He's very much a man who, once he is laying on top of you, he will make sure everything is goddamn possible that you do not get up. And that does include currently going for knee on belly. Does get a deny there, which is nice by Axledge. Does get another deny. I'm not quite
and the full GA, right? And that's exactly what Axledge needs to try and look for. He needs to look for those transitions where he can just get them for free. When he's throwing a shot, I'm not sure if he is listening to the stream, but if he is, time your transitions as he's throwing a strike, right? that's the way to try and escape side control. You need to be getting that full GA, and that's not the way to do it right there.
I mean, here's the thing though as well, is he wants to be looking for a half guard and then going towards full guard when he can. He wants to be patient, denying side control, because it's evident that Webbo just wants side control right now.
Yeah, that's what he's in. He doesn't believe in his ability to escape, really. So he's not going for the full GA transitions. I don't believe Volkanovski has a Kimura from this position, though.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Does he get sprawl? But yeah,
just need to try and stay steady. You can tank the body damage early. It does add up, but currently it's not doing so. You just need to try and hold this position, not transition too early, and you get the force get up from the referee.
I think this is the most active and most damaging I've seen Webbo play for quite a while, though. To be fair to him on the ground, he's not doing a bad job. He's working that body quite well. He's drained quite a lot of stamina to the point where I'm actually kind of jealous that he can pull it off that well. I would say maybe top mount. It does look for it, does get denied. Webbo not really caring about his stam. Evidently, 30 seconds left within this first round. A up transition towards a get up, maybe an idea by accolades here, but so far it definitely does seem to be the case that this is going to be Webbo's round. He's going to cure this. He's done the damage to the stamina that he wants. So, will he decide to go for the same approach in the next round, or will he maybe turn into a Beyblade? We'll find out.
Well, it's interesting because, like I said before in the previous fights, Webbo was saying he's going to lay on him for 15 minutes. That's only worth a point, so it's going to be interesting to see if he does eventually look to hunt down for the finish. But
exactly that.
Whether he's just going to troll and lay on him for as long as he can.
Well, takedown denied there. Goes for a takedown of himself. Interesting idea. Denies a takedown there, though. I'm getting away from this cage as quick as I can. Pull back knee, looking a bit like Naz there. Fantastic job on making the read now, putting a bit of distance between himself and Webbo. Staying in front of that black line is going to be your best bet here. Overhand, though, coming out as much as he can. Slip hook, looks at the pullback, doesn't quite get it. Takedown, number one shot. Gets it, though, and this could be where we see this fight go for the next 4 minutes or so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was practically a full round of control time for Webbo last round, right? So you got to be thinking he's trying to implement the same thing here. And, I'm screaming at Axlish to try and build some GA on bottom before he goes to transition. I think that's the lesson that he'll take from this fight here.
I don't think he's going to get... Webbo keeps 9-1. If I'm Axlish here, I'm going up. I'm just... Because Webbo's having a bit difficult. He hasn't denied it so far. Just keep doing that up. Transition, and you're going to have a lot of success. Lovely deny there. But Webbo just doesn't get up on the feet again.
Ooh, and maybe... Go on.
Get him!
Oh!
1-2 head kick, maybe a little bit predictable there.
He bows.
I was expecting a front kick there.
And he's straight trying to go back to the ground. He knows. He tried to ego it a little bit and thought, right, let's take this one to the feet. I'm the better fighter here. I've got the crucifix damage off or the side damage.
Slip hook there.
Slip hook, elbow, Beyblade coming out, pull, elbow just about missing though, as Webbo disengages from the fight. 2 minutes left on the clock here. A lot bigger pace from both men. Actually, having a more of a fight. Webbo wanting this time around to keep it on the feet and has paid for it so far. As the time goes on, though, the head health not looking good, though, for Axelage here, Concept.
It's not looking good. Stamina's looking in Webbo's favour as well. The whole fight is basically at this point, right? But, he's got enough stamina to still work with, and, just thinking maybe you can get some type of KO here, right? He's doing some decent work on the feet, is Axelage.
The flash is definitely an option, but he is struggling just a little bit.
Yeah.
Webbo may be hunting down, trying to get a bit more head damage off as we move into the third round. But I don't know, the flash KO is definitely there for Axelage, but it would be interesting to see these two in a stand and bang match,
Yeah,
it definitely would be.
I think Webbo's maybe listening to your advice, maybe trying to hunt for a finish here. Feels like he can outstrike the man, especially with the stamina and head health advantage that he's already got.
Well, Webbo playing on the back foot, letting Axel's pressure. He knows he doesn't need to force anything so far. Let Axel walk into the shots, trying to pull elbow there, does fire, and a head kick follows suit, gassing himself out nearly. 10 seconds left on the clock, and we're drawing close to round two. A lot more action, a lot bigger pace, and a stun and a bow at the end by Webbo. Looking respectful for once.
He is looking respectful, but He's also looking clean, His wrestling's looking great. His wrestling's looking sharp. And he's always been that sort of fighter, He's one of them guys that he cheeses, but he's not a hard cheeser to deal with. So you don't really get many people complaining about it as much as the elite level cheesers. But his game is coming on leaps and bounds, and he is the sort of guy that you do sort of root for in a way sometimes, So it's interesting.
Webbo's a man you can respect for his style. You don't like it, but you can respect it.
Like Jack 17 sometimes plays the same way, but no one's having
exactly.
that. No one's allowing that to happen. If Jack 17's doing that, then let it be known. But Webbo's just one of them guys that people root for. But another slip hook. Actually, you sit down and he does look like third round he's going to go for this finish, but never know. Accolades might be on the cards to try and keep this one to a decision, but he does get the stat.
Guard comes out now. Lovely defense there, getting straight out. Denies to get up. Now goes into the side control position. More elbows being rained down. Gets another deny. Does Webbo. Possibly a crucifix attempt here. Does get it now. And this could be where Murder She Wrote starts to deliver.
In this position. Need to be trying to look for an arm trap. Those transitions aren't going to do anything for Webbo right now. I think that might be it, boys.
Good
defense.
Somehow saves in.
But he gets the posture up again, and man, that's it.
Good defense first time round, second time round though, and Webbo finally managing to find a hole. A hectic fight across the board there, with the first round very much slow in terms of action, but dominant by Webbo. Second round back and forth action. Webbo deciding to not go for the grappling approach, instead keeping it on the feet, thus getting caught a couple of times, but the head health still going into his favour. And that third round was very much, okay, I want to finish, I'm going to get a finish, and Webbo just took it. No lack of trying from being a good opponent by Ashley, so trying to keep on the pressure as much as he can, found a couple of counter shots, but in the end just not finding the home there.
I mean, exactly that, right? It just felt like the Webbo's mixing of the grappling with the striking there just proved to be a little bit too much for Axledge, right? But it's lessons learned, right? You know what you need to improve on. Listen to the commentary there as well, giving you some pointers, some advice. I can see Axledge there in the chat, but, I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be better. He's looking very game in the chat there, and, respect from both competitors for each other as well.
Yeah, you are an absolute madman for calling that, Webbo, but fair enough.
So God ain't my pig ain't shown up.
Oh, that's good. The Sweet Plant showing up?
He has shown up.
Oh, that's good.
So,
does anyone want to fight?
MMA wants to fight him. So we're going to do
okay.
We're going to
do that then.
Both these guys 0-0.
Golden.
Waiting for a stream to come through.
Send your string links in, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Showing up. While we are here, just want to talk about the sponsor. Just want to talk about NUGS AU, that are running these tournaments and these events. Very great group of guys. I'm obviously affiliated. I am part of NUGS AU. But do check them out at nugsau.org. This season, with this UFC 4 season, we are trying to implement something that no other sort of league has implemented with the prize system. So you guys can win great prizes from monitors, headset, signed UFC memorabilia, and obviously we are venturing out to more stuff. There is some big announcements to come in the future, a couple more meetings, a couple of things like that, and hopefully the prizes will get better. We're aiming to be able to give away PCs and things like that. So do make sure you are checking out NUGS AU at nugsau.org. And also, if you are not sure what NUGS AU is, I will give you a little definition of it when I find my thing. So, NUGS AU Limited is a sustainable economy made for gamers by gamers. It's a digital asset, so it's like a crypto token, and it focuses on delivering a sustainable ecosystem for all the investors and all the competitors to benefit. So, they're taking the esports very serious, and you can find out more at nugsau.org. So, let me just see if I do have a stream link for these gentlemen. Nightfall is here to replace.
Oh God. Yeah, all respect to the guy.
To be fair to Nightfall, he's one of them. Like, he is very cheesy, but he's doing good. You know, he's doing good.
Yeah, no.
He's dominating
He's doing
VFL.
good.
Very big win on Pyrat Kip. So
Yeah,
That was
100%.
the. I will stand by my statement, which I think I said on commentary at that point. The strangest fight I have ever seen in my existence.
I mean, Kip's not really known for his anti-grappling, though, right?
No,
So-
yeah, no. Kip's not known for his anti-grappling. That wasn't the shock. It was the weirdness of the first round was a shock. Combined with the rest of it, it was just a very odd fight. But fair respect for Nightfield pulling it off, though.
okay, so it is linked to his account. That does not help me.
Whose account is it linked to?
TM Sweet Plant.
No, where's Sweet Plant?
Sweet underscore Sweet Plant. No, unless you've got a time machine. This content is not available at the moment.
I've got it.
Is it just one underscore?
There you go. Send it in chat.
Oh, nice one. Appreciate it. Nice one. Are they lobbied and ready to go? That is the question.
They were, and then they've gone to the blue screen. Who?
Well, and they have gone to the blue screen.
Hey, we're back now.
Okay, great. So got
Whoa.
big no shows.
Oh.
Not really sure what's going on there.
Well, this seems like okay, the ping's from 60. I saw it up to 90, then jumped to 120. I'm pretty sure I saw it up to 200 and possibly even higher. So,
Potentially,
have fun,
right.
gents.
It might be in for a laggy match here, but you know, I think Jay believes that he can get it done. That's why he wants to step in here. I mean, you familiar with either of these guys at all, both of you?
I know Sweet Plant by name. I think I fought Jay in the best of 5 actually. Good striking, suffers in the grappling department. Not too bad on the feet. Does like a jab straight to save his life. So I mean, expect more focus around the jab straight to Jay, looking to build off of them. I'm going to imagine Sweet Plant is looking for the grappling approach.
I mean, with the Islam pick.
I know Sweet Plant is 0-2 in primetime MMA. He is currently.
I'm glad you know that because I didn't.
It was in his profile.
Uh,
I know that he's 0-2 in primetime MMA, so I'm not sure why you'd feature that on your profile, but it helps nonetheless. So
I mean, respect.
I respect it. But
that's a very odd
he's
thing to
1-0
feature
in
on your
NUGS AU. He's 1-0 here. JMMA.
Apparently, a featherweight is a beating the merchant, so there's that as well.
So Ozagari trips
right.
maybe, but
Yeah.
MMA guy JJ, one of these guys, he joined the server last night, banned him instantly. He seems to be one of these, I don't know how to say the word, but controversial people in the community.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
Not very well liked, you have to say, right?
No, he does seem like a very
Bias
polarising figure. He has some peculiar stuff, I think, is the nicest way to put it. 4 minutes, though, on the clock so far. Takedown being shot. Ankle pick doesn't quite get it, though, Concept.
Got to think that's looking like Sweet Plant's game plan here. Just try and take it to the mat. But you saw Jay with a good get up there early. But, you know, Jay's doing well to try and keep this on the feet.
Oh, there it is, 5 rounds. Well, bollocks.
It's fine. They can get to the 4th and do the old
Bow kick in the face.
The old bow kick in the face. If they don't, then we could just maybe what we're going to do over here. We'd probably just eventually, if they don't listen and just do that, we'll probably judge it ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. But JJ's going to have to probably do a little bit something different than a get up like that.
Yep, firing shots down there.
I think this is where Sweet Plant is probably more comfortable. I mean, he seems to know what he's doing, right? He's got the denies, maybe a little hood watch there, you know, something light, you know. But he's got that Div 20 badge, so he does know how to grapple at least somewhat. So you got to expect that, you know, this is where he's most comfortable, right? This is where he's looking to keep the position for
Bro
the
wants
remainder
them
of the
prizes,
round.
bro. He wants them prizes.
I heard that, bro. And
Long
he's doing
day.
well here in top mount, holding the position, getting some damage off.
Oh, long day.
Yeah, this is the issue. Jay's pretty good on the feet, but we're in this dangerous position here. He's going to have a few issues now. Finally managing to get out of top mount. The ground and pound damage, though, has scored quite highly compared to the damage landed on the feet. So far, Islam winning this round, it seems. Now raining more shots
huge.
down, getting the stun, draining that stand, breaking this block as well here, Concept. If Islam can just keep doing this in the next minute and a half, he's going to have a...
It's over.
Exactly that. Yeah. It could be, that's it.
Oh, yeah, that's over.
That's a dominant win, you have to say.
Very dominant. Very dominant.
Islam massive style, certainly.
Bit of HUD watch going on. Don't know how we
maybe, right? But you've got to know how to counter it as a good player, you know?
Yeah.
Got a back mount, just deal with it. Like, yeah.
Exactly that, right? And if you don't know how to counter HUD watching, it's something for you to learn, of course, right? But, you know, that's a dominant win for Sweet Plant. And, you know, no bias, but I'm happy to see him get the win there as well.
How does no bias enter that?
Why are you happy? Why are you happy, Concept?
Why?
Why?
Because I just thought it was a very good performance, you know?
And he deserved it.
Yeah.
No, right, yeah.
Is that it?
Apparently, Jay is having a little bit of a question. Why is undeniables not allowed? If you are allowed to HUD watch.
You are allowed to undeniables. It's not...
I was going to say, the only ones that are banned typically are the ones in Sprawl. Which is understandable, because those undeniables are a piss take.
You can find the server rules in the Discord. If you are competing, then you will have had to acknowledge the rules at some point. They're the same comp setting in primetime MMA, VFL, ESFL. All the rules are pretty much the same. So it's one of them ones. Beautiful wrestling, I believe. That was it. It was just Sweet Plant just done a lot better. You know, kind of lucky that God Ate My Pig didn't show up. What's your thoughts on that one?
Potentially, right? I mean, if he was going into that game plan trying to grapple God Ate My Pig, it would have been a very...
You're going to have a way another time. That would be a certain amount to suicide, I think would be the best way to put it.
So we do move on to EK Fonty and Hatia. Hatia has sent me a stream link. Is EK Fonty here? I'm not too sure. I've dropped my phone.
We're going to find out.
I mean, they're lobbied up, mate. They're ready to go. Hakia's got a stream up. Yep, they're lobbied up. They're ready to go.
Okay, then. Well, EK Fonty's here, then. Good stuff. Maybe next time playing Discord would be greatly appreciated, mate. But, nonetheless, they're looking like they're going to be in the middleweight division. This time around, it's going to be a Whittaker mirror match. Got to imagine EK Fonty's going to be the betting favourite here. Now PT champ, currently beat Caliber last night. Going to be living on that high as well.
Is he the champion?
Yeah, he's the champion. He beat Caliber last night.
You know, he's got very good striking. You have to give it to him, right? He was giving Frosty problems last week on NEC. You know, he's got very, very nice hands. You know, I've fought Hakia a couple of times. His striking is good. I wouldn't say that it's great. He can grapple as well. You know, he's quite well rounded. You know, he's a decent competitor. Again, I'm not too familiar with Fonty, but winning the primetime belt was huge, especially beating someone like Caliber as well, right? So I would give the slight edge to Fonty here, but just got to see how it plays out. Anything can happen.
Very interesting fight with Fonty being 0-1, kind of struggling to stay afloat. You do say he's the primetime MMA champion, so that is a big boost of confidence. Last week he did fight Frosty MMA, who, as we saw earlier, very dominant performance.
Ooh, that leg kick drop.
That leg kick already is making things established. Now putting on the aggression when you can, slipping the straight when you can as well. Deep zone, working the body is the blue gloves. Whittaker, though, getting clipped in the face like so. Fonty definitely is starting on a bit slower pace, not trying to explode as much as Hanukkah here, but you got to imagine that as he starts to build damage, as he starts to be aggressive, he'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that. I mean, I feel like Fonty's kind of just taking it at his own pace. I mean, he's hitting him wherever he can, right? And seems to have the slight lead sort of going in early as well. I feel like, big drop there, big up kick there, saves him as well. I feel like Hakia's game plan might be to take it to the mat. He's told me before he's fairly confident in his grappling, and he feels like he can grapple quite well, so it might be an avenue for him.
And yeah.
Side kick. That was nasty. I like that.
Backwards moving
Bit
front
of a bubble
kick.
there.
Backwards moving front kick, it looked like to me, but there's a big critical rock that left him stunned for quite some time. And Fonty does look like that winning that primetime belt has given him
a big body rock there, Hakia, and a big body drop as well into the side control.
That's interesting. It's always interesting to see players take this knee on belly from the body drop as well, because you know their head is not in a critical state. But you can obviously get off some good damage, and you do get the position afterwards. But it's going to be interesting to see how that difference is up, because you can already see the big chunk of stamina that's took from Font.
Exactly. I mean, it was huge, right? It was a body rock into the body drop there for him with the lead body kick, right? It's pretty huge. Swung the tides of the fight, because I would have said that was Fonte's round going up into that, but probably give it to Hakia so far right now, right? Ooh.
Well, that was a lovely sweep into the top man position. Now looking to cause some absolute damage here. Lovely defense, though. Does get a clip with that hook, though.
He's got no stamina. You got to think this is a free transition.
Up, get up. No, goes to half guard. Okay. Weirdness. Anyhow, lovely deny there. Looking for the arm triangle. Imagine if you're Fonte, it's just thinking you want to stay calm, you want to stay composed. The stamina is going to be the biggest issue here, it seems like. Whittaker's got good recovery, but both of them are Whittaker, and Fonte's taken a beating to that stam overall. I mean, 40 seconds left in this round. You don't want to be exploding. You just want to be very calm and be confident, and you just want to go, okay, fine. I may have lost this round. I've lost the stamina at least. Let's reset, let's restart, let's wait till the second round, see where we're at, and then start to make good adjustments, see what I need to do and where I need to go next, Jakey.
A thing I've noticed when I used to be a grappler as well is these transition deniers that Hakia is pulling out, like that there where he denies the posture up, that does affect your stamina as well. So you got to think you have lost a lot of stamina already from that body rock, but he's doing the posture ups, and Hakia's getting the post off, and then he's getting his transitions denied. You know, it's a good bit of stamina recovery for Whittaker, but I think we will see that quickly deplete as the round goes on.
Yeah, it's a good bit of recovery, right? And in a 3-round fight, as long as you can maintain like what you've got like around about now, right, going into the third with not much less stamina, it won't be that big of an issue.
Oh,
big drop there, I should say, right?
Yeah, ducking over that overhand. Interesting overhand. Never seen that used before.
Overhand off the break.
I thought he was going to get the stamina.
You can throw any strike off of the clinch break as well, by the way. So that's
I normally try a front kick, to be honest, just because I try to clip them. Not so
straight to the ground for Hakia, though, but as we did see last round, Fonte did get a nice reversal off, so from what I see, Fonte might be the better wrestler in this situation. Not too sure, so it's an interesting choice for Hakia to take it to the match.
It's interesting because he's already been dropped this round, right? You're going to need something huge on the ground to even like try and win the round back if you're playing for points. So it's an interesting decision. You know, he gets up there.
Tries to disengage though. Again, he's got the more stamina, so I think in either case it's going to be better for him if he can put the aggression on. Overhand lands there, ducks under the hook, gets the strike, tries to go for it again. Lead hook fires. Fonte now on that front foot. His stamina's about halfway, so you got to imagine if you're Whittaker, You've got to be, you're Hanukkah here, you just got to find your shots. I think his biggest bet right now is going to be if he can land a couple counter shots and then stay patient when he gets a stun, he's going to have a lot of success.
He just needs to try and play it patient, which I think he is trying to do, but you've got to avoid getting back to...
Anna, quit.
All right.
No, he's not going to quit.
All right, we see you, Fonte. We see you, bro.
That was clean. That was clean, I have to say.
That was clean. I see you, bro. Don't worry about that. I see you. That was nice.
Man, who was going to be trying to work the stamina overall, and maybe a person to look out for later on down the line, but Fonte taking a win there.
Yeah, and
that was pretty huge.
Big win after a disappointing decision loss last week against
Frosty.
Disappointing loss. You know, didn't really get to showcase it all. The disappointing decision loss, but he does come back, wins a primetime MMA belt, and he does put on a great performance there. His stamina looking a bit worse for wear, but it was that body rock really. You can't really help it, but even against them odds, showed some pretty good defensive wrestling to get back to the feet and get that beautiful finish, which is up there for KO of the night, I believe.
I mean, it was clean, right? This whole sequence was clean. The slip hook, it was a weird slip hook. It was like an outside slip hook, right? Yeah. Inside slip hook, sorry. Then into the uppercut, he went to block the body. It was a very clean finish, but that was a back and forth fight as well, right? I didn't know which way that was going to swing until we saw that happen. So, maybe a fight of the night contender there as well.
Yeah, for sure. Great fight. And moving on, we do have two guys currently 1-0. We do have El Kemyor, a fan favourite. People love this man. Against Ginger Ninja, DB's own Ginger Ninja, who put on an absolutely beautiful performance against one of my own, BFAT Warbsy, last week. So Kemyor with a great finish last week on Mark Jeff. Ginger with a very solid, I'd say, wrestling performance, Warbsy was sort of edging it on the feet a little bit, and Ginger just sort of said, nah, I'm not about this, and showed really, really good how the amount of the ability he even has on the ground,
Yeah, 100%.
And he got even finish from stat guard, so that's going to be interesting tonight. As we know, Kemyor is not a fan of wrestlers, so we will see how these two match up.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's got to be something playing in the mind of Ginger, right? Something that he's going into the fight with, maybe a game plan there, because, Ginger's as good on the ground as he is on the feet. Like, he's solid in both aspects. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. And Kemyor, solid striker, very good with his hands, but, maybe does lack slightly in that grappling department. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ginger does. He needs to try and not make it a war with someone like Kemyor, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, Ginger, typically a man who will use any aspects of the game. The Volkanovski pick emulate that from last week, using a mixture of grappling, the striking in all aspects what he could. Kemyor, though, looking like he's hovering over Aljamain Sterling, but most likely he's going to go Aldo. That's his main pick across featherweight. Maybe see a different pick. No, Aldo does seem to be the one. Now, this is going to be tricky for him because you got Force of Nature perks. So if Ginger gets delayed early, which may quite happen, then he's got to really dig deep and find answers to the pressure building. Leg kicks, also a good idea. Reduce the overall power of Yan, and if Yan wants to start firing back with the leg kicks, he's got steel checks to check the legs and do some serious damage back there.
Just wondering if Ginger's going to take this one to the mat to try and frustrate Kemyor, but it looks like he's getting a good head start on the Force of Nature perk already. But some of the combos that Kemyor can fire off. He loves that slip straight, lead overhand into the spinning wheel kick. So maybe we will see that come out at one point. But
nice head kick there for Ginger as well. And the thing with Piotr Jan is, if it's ever getting a little bit ropey, you've got that Osotogari trip as well, right? So
and that's what I'm interested to see if Ginger utilises. I know these two are good friends. Maybe
Ginger's doing good damage here on the feet so far, right? He's definitely making use of that perk as well. He's going to be taking less shots coming in. I think if you're Kemyor, you need to try and be working different aspects. Try not to headhunt too much. Maybe work the legs a bit.
Ginger, another guy that has improved leaps and bounds, and you see it there with a beautiful. And he don't even jump. He's looking for a performance bonus of the night here, but and that
keeps on his pressure though.
He's not jumping again.
Doc's 400 years in front of us.
Am I?
I'm not too sure. You reacted.
I don't know.
What did you react to?
I reacted to him getting clipped by the elbow.
Yeah, you're well far in front.
Oh my god. Well.
Oh my god.
Not sure how.
I don't know how either.
But regardless, big for Kemyor, but his head health has took a chunk of damage already. Yeah. But we have seen he can come back into this. He just needs something. But Ginger looking very clean so far. The one thing about Ginger, I fight Ginger quite a bit.
I'm well behind now. Oh no, I'm not. I don't even know what's going on.
We're at 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm now at 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We're roughly the same. The one thing about Ginger I've noticed when I fight him in OWC, he does really well sometimes, and then I just think, you know what, I'm going to throw a head kick, and he always pulls it and dies. That's the one thing with Ginger, is just he always seems to make silly mistakes, that cost him the fight, but overall,
100%.
Overall in the fight, he does really well, as you can see here, Concept.
I mean, that's exactly I've cornered Ginger a lot, being my teammate and everything. The one thing he is liable to is making mistakes. Maybe not jumping on him in those earlier 2 drops was a mistake, but wow. That's it.
Wow,
he's got it done.
Jesus.
That's in one round.
In one round, dusted. That is a very, very good performance, solid performance from Ginger Ninja, who does move to 2-0, and he will be one of the competitors. As we were saying earlier, a lot of these guys moving to 2-0, but we're not going to throw them straight in the deep end until they start asking to be chucked in the deep end.
Yeah.
So I want to see filling these guys out, getting them the fights at their level, but Ginger Ninja moving to 2-0 is definitely one of them guys who will be looking for that challenge, you know, to start moving towards one step closer to the NUGS Esports Championship and getting himself on the main card.
Exactly that, right? And it's 2 good wins there for Ginger back-to-back as well. I mean, maybe not the highest level guys, but, you know, Kenmure and Warbsy, you've got to say that's 2 solid wins, right? Definitely bumping him up in the rankings, and that's 2 finishes there for him as well.
That is
very impressive job by both opponents. Kenmure trying to... He played a good game himself, though. He came in with the right mindset, but I feel like it was a mixture of Ginger and the Yam Pit combined together, which caused a lot of the damage there overall, though.
Exactly that, right? When you take the lead with Yarn, it's so hard to like try and claw your way back up because of that Force of Nature perk, and the fact that he's got such good damage just there, like on all of his strikes as well, is very tricky.
Well, as we move on, gentlemen, we are coming to one that does close out the prelims of the night before we move on to a stacked main card. Please note that should not say Dzinho Naznim, that should say Dirty Dave versus whoever he is fighting. I forgot. Because
Crimmy,
he is fighting.
Oh, yeah, Dave
and
versus Crimmy,
someone else did pull out. See, guys, stop pulling out because you're ruining shit. But we do move on to Kante versus the Leech. Now, another 2 competitors, both 1-0. Leech did win on his unaired fight, and Kante did win on the early prelims last week against DB's own A2 Active, which he was maybe a slight underdog in. Kante didn't really believe in himself, but this is going to be an interesting fight. You know, a lot of eyes on this fight. A lot of you guys have highlighted this fight as well as being potentially one of the fight of the night. So barn burner, the one that the loser potentially probably leaves the server out of rage. But it's going to be interesting. What do you guys think of this fight?
I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting, right? I mean, you see the record there, again, slight favour to Kante. I would probably give him that as well. But, you know, Kante's come leaps and bounds as well, right? You know, since he's joined BFAP, he's become, you know, I'd consider a very solid competitor, right? He's really honed his skills quite a bit. But I feel like this is just going to be another fight where they're just swinging. I don't think we're going to see much grappling, even with the Volkanovski pick from Leech, though.
Yes, the Volkanovski pick from Leech. You do see they have 50 total fights, slight advantage for BFAP's own Kante. I know these guys do party with each other maybe quite a bit, so maybe they do know each other's game inside out. We do see a mirror match here. And I think we're going to see a lot of spin elbows, maybe the odd slip.
Yeah, the odd spin.
I'm expecting the kitchen sink. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting both kitchens to be missing their sink, possibly their boiler, possibly their oven included, and possibly a microwave. So Touch of Glove begins. The bear beginning around. Kante already taking 2 shots to the face. Leech on the back foot, trying to get that teep established. Digs down there as well. Kante switching stances now, using that lead hook to clip on the inside. Very much back and forth, trying to spin action already. And an elbow.
Would that be it already? Oh, no.
Oh, big for Kante. That's big for Kante.
Just something that you risk with jumping on full guard there, right?
Yeah, the best idea in full guard is just throw hooks non-stop and just hope they think you're going to throw straight.
Thanks for the follow, Josh Brown. Appreciate it, bro. But Kante as well, not really known as a grappler, but will he stay here? You know, he took a big drop earlier. He might look to stay here. Big from Leech to get to sprawl. Very smart idea. Kante just saying, look, I'm going to take some of this body damage. And the way Volkanovski hits, you can see how much body damage that really does do for one sprawl. 100%. And
it definitely adds up, right? Maybe it's a target for him to look at when they do get stood back up like right now. But, you know, if you were Kante here, would you be trying to win back the round? Do you think you can do enough on the feet? Or?
For sure. Definitely.
He's done body damage. He's looked good in some areas. Kante is known for having this aggressive pace down, so even if he's knocked down, I don't think that's going to exactly stop him as you see him through the down digs down as well. A lot of time left in this round concept, so it's definitely possible.
Yeah, exactly that, right? But I mean, Leech is coming out with some good offense. You know, some chain combos there as well. And of course, you know, when you've got Volkanovski, you can use all those tools. You got the spinning back fist, you got the spinning elbow, so. As we see Kante go for it again.
Thanks for the follows, Scottish. Thanks for the follow, Big Mac. We appreciate it. Everyone in the chat screaming Naz the GOAT. Naz the GOAT is up shortly against Blink. But right now we do have N'Golo Kante versus UFC the Leech. The Leech getting slightly better, but the thing is with Kante, he loves these barn burners. He loves his wars. It's not really a Kante fight if you don't hit the deck at least once, you know. But Leech,
Yeah, Kante, I think he's kind of like Bang Bang in a sense. If you grapple him, you're just not getting the Kante experience. It's kind of like illegal to grapple him.
Exactly that, but I mean, Leach is looking clean, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, right? His head health is advantage is looking sharp. I mean, stamina's close as well, so you've got to give this round sort of fully to Leach so far, right?
Yeah, he's definitely having a lot more success overall. Kante's kind of the one following instead of leading. If Kante can try and change that, mix it up, change maybe the rhythm, the flow of the fight, he may have more success.
Exactly, and Leach is training a lot of combos here as well, so a check lead hook would do him wonders for Kante.
Yeah, very tentative now. Kante realising that his head health lower than Leach's, so he don't want to engage too much.
Doesn't want to risk a trade where he gets the worst of it. Exactly that.
Because if you think, you know, Volk's recovery is nice, get a bit of recovery, and you can reset. You know, here's where you reset. You know, we check the stats, that will be around for the Leach in the bag, and his confidence looking good, you know, like Leach, another guy moving to 2-0. There's so many potential fights for these guys that are opening up as they're climbing up the leaderboards, and Kante potentially moving to 1-1, which is still a great record, you know, this league. It doesn't matter about your level and about your record. You can win any week, you know.
A big drop there
for Kante, and that could be it.
Actually, could be it. Not quite.
Nah, just a block holding out there for Volkanovski. But back to what I was saying, it doesn't matter about your level. You come out here, you put on spectacular performances. At the end of the season, you can win great prizes. All you need to do is be an active competitor and dedicated to learning. And it will eventually, someone will be paid off for the commitment to the league and their commitment to improving. But big for Kante to potentially look to get this round back, as he's 1-0, 0-1 down on the judges. But it's that head health. Here, potentially, you got to try and secure the round, maybe wrestle. But
yeah, I mean, it's a good start to the round for Kante, right? He knows that he's up. He just needs to try and be patient, not trade too much, not take big shots coming in from Leach, and kind of like he's doing now. But, you know, you just need to try and secure the lead that you already got on the round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, head health so low, one shot can change it straight away. And as
that's the check lead hook.
Curse.
But pull elbow again.
And this is the sort of barn burner you expected, Doc, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it definitely is. The head health now a bit evened up, a bit more secure in both their styles. But again, it's a scary time for both of them, especially for Kante for the trades here.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be risking trading in the pocket too much. I mean, Kante's got that pull elbow in his pocket, right? Seems to be working well for him.
Oh, big combo landing.
2 minutes left
that's
on the
another
clock,
big
and a straight lands there, and now trying to get all of his shots off there. Can't imagine to use his head movement to stay out of the way. Leach hook straight, clipping him an uppercut, trying to sneak through the block of Kante. But Leach continuing on. He's playing on his back foot, but then as soon as he gets towards that black line, he's just finding his home.
But Kante with the reply.
And he drops it back. Spin elbow.
This is a war.
A war and a half, ground and pound pushing in here now.
But that could be it. That is it.
And the hook finishes the fight. Back and forth action across the round. Leach definitely leading the fight at the beginning. Kante coming back, having knockdowns of his own. But again, Leach taking the win at the very end. Competitive, non-stop fight of the night, possibly. Non-stop action there, Concept.
That was crazy, yeah. I mean, Leach did very well to get a win over Kante there, and you know, he just made that damage sort of that he got in that first round really count. And when he did sort of come through with those combos, those chains, those spinning back fists, it just all added up. You know, it just took a bit too much away from Kante.
I would like to say we have 80 people in the stream, and probably about 35% of them are screaming for NAS UFC. NAS is the co-main event tonight. We have just finished the prelims with Kante versus Leach. Leach taking home a very big win there. Very, very good for him as he does move on to 2-0. And I remember in the 3v3 tournament we did, he was a C tier fighter. Kante was a B tier fighter, and Leach was one of them guys. People were saying, "Nah, Leach ain't good," but you know, he's 2-0, and he's moving on up in the world, and it may even maybe there Ginger 2-0, the Leach 2-0, both of them looking amazing throughout. Could be a fight we see maybe creeping on the main cards. What do you boys think?
I mean, exactly that, right? They're both on winning streaks. They're both looking like they've come leaps and bounds, right? And they're both, 2-0 as well. So maybe that's a fight that we could see happening, maybe next week there on the main card. For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, both of them looking killer in all aspects.
Trixie,
Beautiful.
Bro, why are you not in a lobby?
Because that would be sensible. Trixie, the man, the myth, the legend, the primetime goat. Get into a lobby already. Well, up next, as you'll see, we'll have Trixie versus Getting Spark, followed by Dirty Dave versus Crimmy in the spot of Dezino versus Naznim. And then followed that fight will be Jamie versus Easy Work. That's going to be one hell of a fight. And then, of course, as people have been saying in the park, where's Naz? He'll be at the very top of the main card, followed by Arco and main event of this evening.
Okay, so it does look like we do not have Getting Sparked. Getting Sparked does look like he is not here. If you
Gone.
One moment.
I mean, if you need a replacement, right? TMF Concept is here.
TMF? I thought you were DB.
DB is TMF.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you want to go step in there?
You want to go step in there, Concept?
It depends. Does Trixie want to lose?
Oh, it's a big talk.
Oh, fighting talk.
Oh, he's in the
I think Trixie wants it.
Let's go. He says,
I think Trixie wants it. I'd see it.
Someone tell Trixie to invite me.
We can do it.
Let's do it.
Trixie, you said invite him.
Oh, wait, class, are we?
Concept. You guys are fighting out if you give me a moment.
Trixie can be the one streaming you. And let's get into this.
He's streaming. You guys are fighting at lightweight.
Lightweight. Beautiful.
Lightweight.
Dustin Poirier versus McGregor?
That's probably what it's going to be, yeah, Doc. But I'll see you guys later, right? I'm going to go lobby up with Trixie, get him a fight today. Yeah. See you straight after. If I lose, I will be crying and I won't be saying anything afterwards. But, if I win, I'll be happy. So.
Trixie, beat him.
So we do, as moving on, guys, Getting Sparked is not here, so that will result in a 3 event suspension for you guys. I don't know why you decide to sign up and not show up. It's something that absolutely baffles me. But
I've never quite understood it. It is a peculiar thing to have to deal with. But hey, here we go. We go with it.
But we will
the UFC community is illegal.
Tricky Swifts versus TMF Concept, as these guys do lobby up, and there they are, 9-6, I believe, in NUGS AU events. They are 1-1 Concept with a very, very shock performance win against Tricky Swifts in an earlier tournament that made me take down the Spurs flag you see behind me, which you can't really see. Let me turn my light on, guys.
Sitting in the darkness. Well, by the looks of it, we're going to be having this girl on the get-go, both of them readying up now, get loading into it. As mentioned, 9-6 into the favour of Trixie. However, it's under the bright lights, you don't know what's going on. The Concept does have the issue of the man has been commentating, and I've had personal experiences that it can be a bit rough. You suddenly go from fighting, you go and commentating the fight, and then suddenly you're in the middle of a fight, and respect for a Concept for taking this at short notice, already putting on the pace as much as he can, ducking around into the uppercuts. Trixie trying to look for the leg kicks where he can, but so far so patient by both of these dudes.
Not just any fight as well, Doc. It's hard to jump straight off and fight Trixie. You know yourself, BFAP Trixie, one of the best to ever do it. Really, he's won everything. He's won ESFL Gold. He's won the Venom Invitational. He is one of BFAP's top fighters. I am having some stream issues here from Trixie, but
yeah, I'm having stream issues. Is it getting a bit pixelated for you?
Yeah, a little bit pixelated.
Yeah, I'm having the same.
Stream awful from Tricky Swifts. Don't know what's going on, but these two gentlemen are still fighting, and this fight will still count.
Oh,
there's a big rock from Trixie and a big drop from Tricky Swifts,
and another drop there, and then going into the feet on hips. Looks like he'll go into side control, even past all the glitchiness of it. I'm not quite sure what's going on right now. The internet has seemed to be controlled by a bunch of raccoons spinning around in wheels, what it seems like.
Yeah, very unlike Trixie as well to have stream issues.
First time I've ever seen stream issues, to be fair, involving Trixie.
Probably tornado or something. You know, them Americans have crazy weather.
They do have some crazy stuff over there.
But this one is probably going to be a little bit unwatchable for you gents. So I can only apologise for that. I will have stern warning words with my guy Tricky Swifts, but unfortunately there is not much we can do other than just hit F5 and hope for the best.
Yeah, there's not much to commentate on here.
Maybe just let him.
Oh,
wait,
I see elbows. That's all I know that's happening right now.
I see something.
I think I saw a deny.
I see something. I think
they're in half guard. Trixie's now transitioned to side control. A minute 40 left in this fight.
Something like that, Doc. Hopefully it sorts itself out. We've got a little bit of
just
clearness.
Itself out?
Maybe, hopefully, Trixie has just unplugged his lag switch.
Oh no, you've mentioned the lag switch now. It started going ballistic again.
Yeah, he never has stream issues. I know that.
No, this is very weird.
It is something we could look at. We could potentially move on from this. Thanks for the follow, Fit. Appreciate it. Appreciating all the follows.
I think we've given them enough time for it to sort out. Alright, these two are killer fighters. Do not get me wrong. I just feel like for everybody's viewing pleasure.
Yeah, we may have to just move on to Dirty Dave.
We get to see another BFAT member compete. Sadly, it's not Trixie, but his stream has decided to be hijacked by a bunch of evil raccoons who wants to make it into the Matrix, it seems.
That's the best football team in the world, bro. Nah, I can't even say that. That's rough. Thanks for the follow montage. I appreciate it, my guy. Yeah, we are going to move on. Can't deal with that. Can't watch that. Sorry, guys. I know.
It's a bit sad. Respect
it is
to
a bit
them.
sad. Respect to them both. We'll get the result. The result will be logged. Oh, and a big rock for concept just before we go. Oh, look. Do you guys want to stay? Do you guys want to stay? Or do you not? Come on, chat. Tell me, chat. Do you want to just watch? Do you want to just?
It's a very.
They want to stay.
Watch.
Lyric wants to stay. Wevo wants to stay.
Oh yeah, fine. Let's stay. Because I'm also interested in this, like even with the absolute insanity of it. Tracy now getting a rock. The stream of mind at least is stuttering at 3 minutes 55. We could very much come back to
Oh, and a big drop for Tricky Swifts. Hopefully someone gets a flash KO soon.
Would be nice. I think
would be nice.
Appreciated as well.
Trixie's looking to wrestle, so it's tough. It's very tough.
Go to top mount though. But it looks like neither guy having that many lag issues in the game though, so evidently it's just a bit on the stream. Undeniable get up there. Does go for the half guard transition, gets it there, does concept. Now into half guard, the Matrix now starting to reappear in some aspects. Got to imagine Tracy's going to want to continue putting on this damage and continue trying to put on this place as much as he can.
Big posture up for Tricky Swifts. Is he going to do much damage? Big posture back down. It's looking like it's going to be one of them fights where it's not just a barn burner. I do not expect a flash KO anytime soon. But to be fair, Concept's head held relatively low. One posture up could finish it, Doc. What do you think?
Yeah, one posture up can definitely finish it. I don't know if we'll see that posture up or not. That is the question. Yeah, words need to be had with Trixie's internet provider, I feel like, in this case.
I'm going to have stern words with Trixie's internet provider. I'm going to send them a very detailed email explaining my displeasure of the service they are providing for us here tonight at NEC2, the NUGS Esports Championship. Make sure you're checking them out. And it does look like we have hit a permanent roadblock in this fight where the clock is not turning, nothing is happening, the stream has frozen. And I'm not...
Yeah. Oh, no, hang on.
Be back?
We're
Someone dead?
back on feet. No, neither are dead. We're back on the feet, though. Oh my god, this is a sideshow at this point.
Shout out to all the Nazis fans in the chat, but just know the guy in the red gloves would absolutely smoke your boy.
I think he has done in the past.
Just know that, innit? Guy in red gloves owns, innit? Yeah, it's probably the worst I've ever seen, but these guys, it is understandable. These kind of things cannot be happening on events, but it happens, you know. I'm not going to start demeriting these guys and things like that. I'm not going to force them to not compete. For one, it don't seem like it's a concept issue anyway. Concept of the willingly of his own heart takes this fight, but it does look like it may be unwatchable, so we will maybe move on. I will get you the result for that one, lads. If Dirty Dave could fire his stream up, we will move on to the next fight. I will get you the result for that.
Remy's live. All good. They're lobbied and they're live, so.
Oh, they are lobbied and they're live. Hang on a minute. Might have hit a roadblock. We might have.
You keep saying that every time.
Because I'm eager. I want to know. I want to know.
Every time I've switched off it gets better. It's driving me up the wall.
Next time it gets unbearable, lads, we'll leave it. It's too bad. It's got to be over. Why are you going to the body? Just throw a block-breaking combo.
Even in your pixelated mess of doom and death, head elf is blinking for concept. Probably the biggest thing to do is what the leg kick. Trixie is really just piece concept up in all areas, and this is a stun there. Digs down to the body. I don't know what he's going to next because it's decided to freeze.
No.
Oh.
Follow Winter MMA on TikTok.
Fair enough. That's
just what Winter put in the chat. I think he wants Naz's fans.
Yeah. It's interesting to see Naz's fans in chat, to be fair.
Winter is a bum. Who the fuck is that guy? They're not taking to it very well.
I don't think they are. Nice try, Winter. We didn't. You managed it yourself in chat.
Sometimes a lot of these guys come for the person, not just the content. That's one thing you do have to realise. So shout out to everyone in the chat. Appreciate all the follows and things like that. But yeah, don't follow Winter on TikTok. He sucks. I can only apologise
for this 420p streaming? We're not quite sure. Trixie typically streams and he's typically quite good, but apparently his internet seems to be hijacked by next door.
Finish it.
Or something.
Oh, he didn't finish it.
Oh my god. Trixie, you have one job, all up to concept, but appreciate just that, let yourself get knocked out already.
Appreciate that, Jed. You're the GOAT, bro. Trixie does get the posture up, does move into side control. There is a minute left of this fight, lads, so appreciate you all for stomaching it. I know it's been very bad. I can only apologise on the behalf of the two competitors in the ring, but nonetheless, they are some of the greatest competitors in this sport, in what we do here. So it is only fair we give them their due grace to see out the fight and see what the result may end up being. And I think we all do know the result is going to be a Trixie dub. And this should be.
It's looking like so. He gets the finish, finally ending the torment of the stream. I would comment on the performance. All I know is that Trixie had the head and leg blinking of Concepts. Maybe we can get a bit more of an information about what happened when Concept joins back into the commentary booth. Because, to be honest, I don't think we could have actually seen much of what was happening there, Jakey.
Yeah, didn't really see much Concept. What happened, man? The stream was awful.
Yeah, I mean, the game was lagging a little bit as well there, right? But, you know, pretty much just kind of got grappled, you know?
Tough, bro. But like I say, we appreciate you taking that fight, saving that fight, getting sparked.
Trixie's a hard man to beat on short notice, man.
I was say, you fought a man who's part of a camp called Built for Ankle Picking, and you weren't expecting to be grappled?
Oh, man, you know, me and Trixie always stand up, you know?
Fair.
It's so good. I'll get that back.
So moving on, lads, it will be moving on to Dirty Dave versus Crimmy. The graphic is wrong. Forget what that says. It is Dirty Dave versus Crimmy. Dirty Dave, decision merchant. Dirty Dave was not happy when we implemented the rules of this league. When he said, "What? Only 1 point for a decision win? No, I'm going to be so low ranked. But he did start off last week with a very big KO win. Crimmy does take this fight on short notice. I did say to him, look, it's against Dave. Are you sure you want to take this fight? He's like, I give him the option. He says, look, I'm not scared of no man. I want to get in there, take his head on a plate and start getting myself recognised for the talent that I've got. So, yeah, very interesting fight, Dirty Dave versus Crimmy. Do you guys know much about Crimmy?
I've heard the name. I've seen her about. Can't remember him. Not at all, and I apologise for that.
He does come highly vouched throughout the UFC community, with guys like Keza saying he's very good. He's come on leaps and bounds. You do see he does have 9 wins. Today's 30, which is better than most. You know, it's not an easy feat to get wins on Dirty Dave. Obviously, they are probably not in a comp setting, and we do know Dirty Dave in a comp setting with the old rock spear is very hard to deal with. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two shape up. Can Crimmy cause the biggest upset of the night so far, or will Dirty Dave move to 2-0 and cement himself hunting down the title?
We're about to find out as they load into it. 30-9 in favour of Dirty Dave, but under the bright lights, anything can happen. Changes, scorecards, nerves, you know the deal. Seen a lot of fights. You're a veteran of this game. You know how much any of that type of scoring actually means. Dave as Marvin Vittori, Crimmy as Robert Whittaker. Fairly evenly matched. Grappling does go into the favour of Dave, at least stat-wise on the fighter. In terms of the actual fighters, you got to imagine it does as well, though.
Yeah, and
100%.
This is where we start getting to the part where some of these guys that are 1-0, moving on to 2-0 in the bigger name department, the Dirty Daves, the Keselars, the Naz UFCs. I'm kind of torn, like the sort of best performance from the 2-0 guys that move on to 2-0. That includes Blink, Keza, D, Zinho. There will be some chats with me and the matchmakers of who does put on the best performance and does deserve the next shot at the title against from the winner of Fadinator v Bossman. So Dave's definitely in a position where if he does do some spectacular work, he definitely could see himself entering that conversation. And he shoots the ankle.
Well, takedown fired now on the ground into side control. Dave fairly calm in his pace on the feet, going to continue doing so. That's kind of the way Dave goes. Calm, patient, meticulous in all aspects of his game, getting denial, and just Crimmy struggling to maintain the stamina to allow Dirty Dave to easily into top mount here.
Yeah, this is Dirty Dave's bread and butter. This is where Dirty Dave loves to be. He's very, very solid here. Does some great work. You know, he's done this for the past 2 years that the game's been out, right? You know, he knows every position. He gets sort of in your head, sort of knows what you want to do, and just already just teeing off on Crimmy.
I mean, this is just Dave's realm, isn't it? It's just not where you want to be with Dave full mountain, you're right. So it's going to be tough for Curry to even see if he can get back to this. Maybe a slight bubble there, I'm not sure.
There was a bubble.
VAR. Maybe it's accidental.
It's a red card, boys, I must say. If Crimmy wins this fight, it will be looked at.
Well, Dave, though, not taking anything by it. He's just still working, still staying slow and steady in his approach. A minute left on the clock, and undeniable towards side control. Probably going to look for another top mount position if he can get it. Does so. And here we go again into the top mount posture up.
Yawning through a Dirty Dave fight, Doc. That's unlikely. Dirty Dave notorious for his
doing a lot of
decision.
action right now.
Yeah. He is. But we have seen it time and time again. Dirty Dave will go the full distance as we do and come to the end of round one. Like as I said before, Dirty Dave not happy about the decision format because it sometimes is where Dirty Dave does his best work. But I feel like this encourages activity, this rule set.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't want guys to be... Mount Bobble is not legal, Frosty.
Absolutely not legal.
No. It's the one thing that is definitely not legal. Bobblehead on the feet,
Lucky says Dr. Yawning should be fucking illegal. It's been a long week.
Thanks, Lucky.
It's been a long week, Lucky.
It has been a long week. I've done a lot of stuff recently. I'm a bit tired.
but we are here. Round 2. Dirty Dave does look very, very comfortable, and he is notorious for his Marvin Vettori pick, right? I've seen him beat Yerda. I've seen him. I think he took Suave Jamie to the very close split decision in ESFL with Vettori. But
I mean, it's one of his most comfortable picks, and you're seeing it right here with like another drop, just taking him in, just basically just playing with Crimmy, to be honest.
Yeah, he is playing with Crimmy, but all respect to Crimmy, a lot of these guys, which is one thing I notice, is which I get the sense. I get people. This is not me calling anyone out. People come to me with, it's this person's birthday, this person died, Nan fell down the stairs, or whatever else has happened. And I get it, sometimes people do have legitimate excuses, but I do get sometimes a sense of not wanting to lose. Like people have some ego of protecting this perfect record they have, and they get a matchup they don't particularly favour. A big rock from Dirty Dave drops him, and he goes to the ground and might be over. Oh, and a big
big escape there.
Though now into back sitting, quickly decides okay, straight back on the feet, let's go again. And I don't think the striking's working that well into the favour of Crimmy so far. That head health very low overall. He's trying to look for the counter, but that jab of Dave is non-stop landing every time. And if it's not landed, it's giving him a good idea of that distance and a good idea of what Crimmy's going to fire afterwards.
Exactly that. I mean, Dave's doing well on both aspects. I mean, I feel like he's outstriking Crimmy. Crimmy is doing good work on the feet, to be fair to him. It's just a lot of the damage that's accumulated with him being down on the mat. It's just, looking like it's a bit too much. Ooh, beautiful lunging straight.
I just feel like here, the whole fight's been sort of a boxing match with Crimmy. Not really seeing taking any risks, and it gets to this point, you've got to sort of start thinking about some risks. Double straight for Dirty Dave, moves into the hooks, and that could
looking
be
like
over.
Ooh, only just surviving there. Now going to half guard. Dave could arguably get a posture up in top man, land a couple of shots, and finish the fight. Will he do it though? That is the question. Dave, notoriously slow and calm pace. The head health blinking non-stop on the end of Crimmy. The sprawl transition nearly allowing Dave to take the back sit and doesn't manage it so far. With a minute left in the clock, it's looking like Crimmy may just be able to escape into the third and final round.
Yeah, and it's one thing as well, is even though Dave has done this much damage, you've got to ask yourself, is he still going to get the finish? You'd like to think he would, but it's going to be close.
Another big knockdown.
Landing as well. Now going for the get up does Crimmy towards the end of this round, managing to get on the feet. 2 seconds left, and that is an end to round 2, Concept.
Yeah, I mean, again, just another huge round for Dave, right? The head health advantage is so apparent. I'd be absolutely shocked if Crimmy does somehow end up winning this fight. It'd be Leon Edwards-esque finish that.
Yeah, and that's what you got to think. That's why I was talking about the risk, I feel like there's got to be some more risk involved sometimes when you're this far down. It is tough.
But it's so tricky to do, though, because you enter the pocket, you try and trade, and you get knocked down about 6 times, right? I mean, that's what just happened with me versus Trixie, right? Trying to just take his head off, but I enter the pocket, get clipped,
And that could be just it like today, Dave. That could be it.
Probably is it.
And that's it, surely.
Oh, he's surviving again.
Crimmy is surviving, and he will get a reposture in. No, he doesn't. Crimmy does get out of there. Posture for Dave. Could be
now that's got to be it, right?
And that is it. Dave secures another 3 points in a very dominant performance. But as I was saying before, people were a lot scared to take the fights. B. Crimmy knows what Dirty Dave's about. He said, hey, look, I want Dirty Dave. Put me in there. I want to make a statement. But, Crimmy will move. We'll find someone more suitable for Crimmy to showcase his skills against. Nothing to feel bad about. Many of us have fallen victim to the hands of Dirty Dave, and that is very dominant. 2 BFAP wins in a row. I'm stoked.
Alright, cool.
I'm stoked as fuck. BFAP on top, baby. Hang on. And we go back to our fight card, where we have just 4 more, I believe. 4 more. We have Suave Jamie, Easy Work GG. We have Naz UFC versus Blink. And I know a lot of Naz fans are here, but I am very excited for Naz versus Blink. Because I don't know if anyone remembers, but in the 3v3, tournament we ran not too long ago, Blink did actually beat Blake Tyler. So
Mhm.
I feel like if Blink gets that done, it's title shot. Do you know what I mean?
Blink's coming off some huge wins, mate. I mean, over in prime time, he beat the likes of Driz, you know. So Blink is looking solid. He's beating these high-level guys, right? He's got a tough challenge with Naz, though. You know, no one can sleep on Naz. Again, Naz is an excellent player, right? He's very, very well-rounded. He's got elite striking, very good grappling, maybe elite as well. So it's going to be a tough fight for Blink, but you know, I couldn't pick between these two in their current form, to be honest.
No, they are very well rounded overall.
But moving on, we do have the GOAT, the man himself, one of the best. He did fall short last week. He did beat the man you see earlier, Tricky Swifts, but it is none other than Suave Jamie. He steps back, not really been active in leagues as such, but he does find a new home here where he sees it worth it to compete. The prize is on the line, and he does take up someone sort of unknown, but sort of coming through the ranks. I played him yesterday. He's a tricky customer. You know, he's not. Easy Work GG is his name, and he is indeed a tricky customer. You know, but Suave Jamie 1-1 so far, looking to also push himself back up to the title contention and put on a good performance here. But I think this could be, you know, a big chance for Easy Work GG to sort of show where he's at with his own game.
100%. And I think for a lot of people, this will be a lot more competitive than a lot of people think, right? I mean, with Easy Work, he's got a bit of a unique style, right? He's a bit, like Jakey said, he's a bit of a tricky customer. You don't really know what he's going to do. It mixes it up quite well as well. And, you know, again, you'd have to edge it to Jamie just because of all the times that he's won, and he is one of the GOATs, respectfully. But, you know, I don't think it'll be as easy as, you know, some people might think.
I'm going to disagree. Because I think, like I say, Easy Work is tricky, and if Suave Jamie gets ahead of himself here on the feet, it will be a lot more back and forth. If we do see a 2-0 record, that's Easy Work has never beat him, but I think if Jamie gets him to the mat, I think that's where the fight will really show the difference in the skill level.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, that's going to be Jamie's main point of avenue to win the fight, is definitely the grappling. But on the feet, it can all still be played for. It depends on how each opponent starts out and how they start. By the looks of it, though, the jab, the leg kick so far, Jamie looking very calm and collected, happy to put on the pressure when he can, trying to work that body very early on, get that stamina down, and then probably going to start opening up later.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I do kind of agree with you. If Jamie can get his side control, it might be an early night. But I'm talking about strictly striking. You know, he's looking quite well. You know, he's got odd knee.
It's the side
Jamie fires
steps.
back.
It's the side steps for Easy Work. Jamie needs to be careful when he's firing his own knee in return, because Easy Work GG, I noticed playing him yesterday, it was a lot of back steps, a lot of side steps, and things like that. But also, you got to think, how does Easy Work feel? You know, you're coming into this is his first competitive fight in NEC, and you find yourself fighting Suave Jamie. Obviously, that is a compliment to the talents that I believe and the things I believe you could potentially do. But would you be nervous? Concept?
I mean, I would definitely be nervous fighting Suave Jamie, right? But, you know, you got to think there is nerves there. But, you know, big sway there. And like I was saying, you know, he's doing some decent work here on the feet, right? Again, you've got to be wary of the takedown, but you got to think the nerves are coming into a factor. And Jamie's just a veteran, right? He knows everything. He's been there before a million times.
Some nice body work from Easy Work GG, getting a lot of damage off of the knees, potentially raising the temper of Suave Jamie, because it is very, very annoying to deal with. But Jamie is coming back with some good head health work of his own. But I'm quite surprised we've not seen a takedown from Jamie as of yet.
He's having comfortable on the feet. It's very much back and forth. I do feel like Jamie, although seems to be losing in terms of health regards, is also having a lot of success. He knows the combos that are going to land. He knows the holes in which he can exploit. He hasn't had a chance yet to really capitalise on it. And Easy Work's kind of on the back foot, so he's able to use that footwork, stay away from a lot of the damage, and then come in with his own counters when needed.
Yeah. I mean, exactly that. And, you know, Jamie's the type of guy, he won't hunt for a takedown. He'll look for the best possible opportunity before shooting. So he doesn't want to risk, you know, getting that takedown stuffed, right? So.
although other than a lot of he's doing well. You know, you're against arguably the best. People will say the best UFC 4 player in the world, and he's not dead yet. You know, so.
I mean, it's competitive, Jakey, bro. I mean, are you looking at the health stats, bro? It's even, man. This is what I was saying. Like, he's tricky, bro. He's hard to fight, and
it's the side steps and the knees that he comes with.
I wouldn't say Easy Work's the most technical, fighter, and he's not the best striker, but he's tough to deal with. But a big rock for Jamie. That could be it. Just as I say it.
Oh, that could be it.
No, that definitely feels around though.
Yeah.
Definitely overall looked like the stamina was going into the favour of Easy Work, but as that round drew to a close, that knockdown was going to play significant impact in how we see the the overall health stats, how everything is affected coming into this second round here.
Tell me, in the chat, tell me who you think the best UFC 4 player is. Blake Tyler self-proclaims it's me. Some people are saying it's GOAT 1099. There's some guys obviously saying Naz.
I mean, I can only really speak.
Who's
in the chat?
In the commentary booth as this one fires off and Jamie does get a big drop there. We will come back to that one in a sec because Jamie is teeing off here on Easy Work GG.
Yeah,
this is where Willie will look for a takedown.
See, now Jamie's got the advantage. I don't think he's going to lose the advantage from here on out, right?
That's the thing. He makes his reads throughout the fight, right? He makes his reads throughout the fight. But back to it. Who do you guys think is generally...
That's...
Just
punishing.
We'll get to that question after.
Yeah, after the fight, right? It's looking like Jamie's just teeing off.
Every time we get to it, he puts on a say, it's me. He's like,
I think that could be it.
That's I think what he's trying to say.
That's what he's trying to say. Every time we ask a question, he says, it is me. I'm the best.
That's it.
And he gets
Mount Bobble, and that is
it.
a round 2 finish for Suave Jamie. That is a beautiful performance. But hats off to Easy Work GG. You know, he brought it competitive, and I think definitely as this league grows and flourishes, he will be the guy we see that gets upset wins and starts to make a name for himself.
Yeah, exactly that, right? I mean, like I say, he's a tricky customer. I mean, Jamie saw it. And, Jamie, his biggest skill set, I'd say, is his fight IQ and just being able to make reads. So I think that's what won him the fight there, overall in the end, right? But, Easy Work can prove to be tricky for a lot of people. It's just, when you're going in there against one of the GOATs like Jamie, it's difficult to pull that off. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
and,
definitely
going back to the GOAT argument, Jamie's definitely up there. But, if you're talking pound for pound, every skill set, you can't look much past, the current NEC champion in Fadinator, right?
Is that your take? Fadinator is the best?
Right now, I would say for every aspect of the game, grappling, striking, being able to do everything, I would say it's Fadinator.
Naz, heads or tails, bro? In the chat, heads or tails? I've got it in front of me. Heads or tails? Heads. Right, if it lands on heads, it's you. If it lands on tails, it's him. Mum's life is tails. Mum's life. Mum's life is tails. But anyway, for my argument, I'd say Zayaf. Easily, hands down. Top. No argument. Zayaf, best in the world, easily.
It's true. I mean, it's hard to gauge Zayaf. He's not been super active as of late, but, he's, arguably one of the best,
I mean, you've always got Romero.
It's true, but I'm looking at Xbox, I can't talk about PlayStation.
Yeah, no,
solo PlayStation players as
if you
much.
Look at Xbox, I think it's a toss-up between Fad, Trixie on a good night, and Blake.
Yep, Blake's a strong...
I don't know, man. It's so tough.
It's very tough. The thing, it's an MMA game. You see it in the UFC as well. It's... Anybody can beat anybody on any given night, and you just have to be that good. And it's whoever shows up there, puts on a performance. And so far recently, Fadnate has been the one leading that charge. Bossman's not far behind. Driz, Dezino, those two are also relatively good names. Trixie as well. Jamie, we've just seen there. Naz is also hovering around there. Keza, if you go looking VFL. Yourself, Jakey, as well, if you go looking VFL. It's just what leagues you're looking at.
I have the VFL. I'll hold that title, boys. I'm the guy with VFL, innit? So it's very much the case of what leagues you're looking at, what are you taking into consideration? Because you can earn a lot of accolades within this community. It just depends which ones do you rate higher and which ones you don't rate higher.
I mean, it's true, right? But, you know, I'm going off recency, right? And we've not seen Zayaf being super active recently. You know, just look at last week, what Fadinator did. He beat Gamp and then he beat Suave Jamie back to back. Do you know what I mean?
Both in round one as well, bro.
Both in round one. Like, it's crazy. But, you know, with those, like, top-level guys, I mean, there's probably only 5 or 6 in the game. It's, you know, it's a toss-up between all of them at the end of the day, right? But so it's hard to have one selective, like, one decisive pick.
Just know, if anyone wants the wages I have, I'll front the money. Because I'm that guy that needs to go. Anyway, moving on, lads. We do get to the one a lot of these guys have been waiting for. The one that I have personally myself been waiting for. Because I do believe in upsets, and this is NAS UFC versus Blink. Now, I'm confident. I'm confident in Blink here. I do think he can get the job done. A lot of these guys screaming Naz, 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 Naz. Naz has a thing about Naz. A lot of guys like him, a lot of guys hate him. But one thing in Naz, he shows up. He shows up every time he shows up to the NUGS ESPORTS Championship. He shows up and he shows out. You know, I couldn't tell you the amount of guys that he has put out with spectacular performances, highlight reel after highlight reel. This even last week, KO of the night. You know, sidestep into the jumping switch kick with Robbie Lawler. Like just fucking beautiful. You know. Get me and Zayaf wager going on later this week. We'll do, bro. My money's on Zayaf. I'll front the 20. We're good for that. We're good for that. But anyway, as we get to these two, it will be NAS UFC versus Blink. Blink does win the coin flip to get the red corner advantage, which do you think will play a factor? NAS really wanted the red corner.
I don't really understand this red corner, blue corner.
I don't understand it either.
Like, when you play enough ranked, right? When you play enough ranked, like, is it going to make that much of a difference? I feel like that's something mental that you got to try and take out of your head a little bit, sort of in the game plan, right? But you know, 2 tough competitors here as well, right? I wouldn't give an edge to either of them. Blink's looking really good recently, some really good comp wins, but Naz is just good everywhere, and he's willing to make it a little bit cheesy if it needs to be as well. So anything goes.
So the co-main event, Blink versus NAS UFC. NAS UFC, like I say, if Blink does win this, it probably will mean Blink Tyler. Or Blink, well, I call him Blink Tyler because he's a dumb Discord name. Blink will secure himself.
Well,
and then there's not a Gary off the rip for now.
Naz playing typical Naz fashion.
Man's not playing any games.
He really isn't. Gets a deny there. Comp HUD is on, probably by mistake. 5 rounds is on the table for some reason, and
we'll go 3 and then we'll do the same as usual for the usual. These guys will finish the fight in round 4 and we will go to the judges. But early for Naz, like you said, he will make it a little bit cheesy if needs to be. And he's looking to make a statement. All his fans are here, you know. Could you really hold an L in front of all your fans?
Great denies, man.
Like Naz is wanting to play a bit like Dirty Dave here. Blink using a couple undeniables to try cause a bit of havoc, try and make an escape where he can. Getting denied for the 4th or 3rd time, don't quite remember. Crucifix position undeniable. Now going from more elbows denies to sprawl position there. This is seeming like it's going to be the rest of the fight. Yeah.
It's tough, man, because you know these undeniables in top side control, they're so hard to escape. Like normally you just try and transition out of them, but the crucifix ones you can't even. So it's tough, but I think Blink would prefer this position here, this backside.
Yeah, working back, trying to work back to his feet. He does hit the backside, does get the rollover into full guard, which is easily a better position to try and work a deny and get back to your feet. And that's obviously accumulating a lot of damage from side control. But yeah, Blink back to the feet, still dangerous. It's tough because we can't see his head health, but you've got to imagine he did receive a large amount of damage.
A lot of shots.
I mean, what is my man doing, bro? 5 rounds, competitive HUD, like.
I love the stream quality as well.
Yeah, the stream quality is clean, bro.
Beautiful from Naz.
I should have streamed against Trixie. It was getting a little bit laggy in there, Jake, you know. Not the man to throw out excuses, but...
You should have seen the stream, it was horrific. Both of them playing aggressive on the feet. Those elbows that Blink took earlier on, apparently no effect in his ability to come forward, looking for the shots where he can. Nazo engaging as much as he can, block breaking from both of these dudes. Ducks under, gets a knockdown there. A minute left in this round, and Naz is confidently leading the fight.
Yeah, confidently. And you got to think he did a lot of damage there in side control, so you've got to be thinking Blink's head health is not looking great right now, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if that will deter Blink. Blink, one of these guys that will still march you down. He still will throw the 400-piece combinations. He won't stop marching forward, but Naz looking very good right now.
Naz is just seasoned though. Like, he knows exactly what he wants to do here.
It's 5 rounds, I'm aware, but I do not believe it will go 5.
And the Naz fanboys in the chat going crazy.
They are going crazy. After party for Naz. They're calling the after party before the fight is even over. It's a tough one, boys. If you're familiar to this game, I wouldn't celebrate just yet, but you could be a pat on the back because that's a very good round for your man, Naz UFC. Very good round.
100%. That was dominant from start to finish, right?
Very dominant. I thought
very dominant, a good side control, control there, then followed by the knockdown later on. Overall, had a lot of success. Will Blink be able to come back, though? That is the question. Blink notorious in all aspects of the game for being able to put on this pressure, but the difficulty is it's a Yan versus Yan mirror cage,
It is a Yan versus Yan mirror match, and it is something I like. But
and Blink goes for this,
Blink goes for that, so you don't get it. Some beautiful takedown defense from Nazi.
Gets the back drag in the end.
Gets the back drag in the end, but no stamina doing. Big denial though.
Yeah,
Past the mount, but it's a tough situation to be in with only one way to go.
Yeah, and the get up here. And like, you got to be thinking he's got the advantage in head health though. He's just going to go hunting now, right? Just try and lay off. Use those hands now. Don't feel like Naz is going to be up. As I say that, other Sogari trip.
Making a statement, gets the Otsugari, and this is a very, very tough position for Blink to get out of.
It's hard, man.
It's tough.
Hard, bro.
It's tough.
3.5 minutes left on the clock. You're getting held inside control. 2 denials for him there.
And Blink just undeniable in his way out of this. Naz passing over to top mount, and yeah, nothing doing again.
Oh, takes the back. Blink man.
That was very nice. That was very nice.
Slick. Now back on the feet. We saw earlier that Blink was having a lot of difficulties here, but continue on at the same pace so far.
No, exactly it is. And Blink's just kind of got to throw the kitchen sink at him now. Got to take risks, right?
Yeah, he's down massive in this fight. It's going to be tough for him to...
Ooh, beautiful counter. Oh, it goes for the pull elbow. Just gets out. That's it.
And he's gone. He's gone before the... he's gone before the fans can swarm. Now you can celebrate. Now you can celebrate. Beautiful performance from Naz, making it just look so easy against Blink, even without the red corner superstition advantage. Naz making it look clean, and I think there wouldn't be very many arguments if that was the man fighting for the title next. What do you think, gents?
I mean, he's the man on the winning streak, right? He's the man that's just taken out Blink. He's on the Coco main event. 2 knockouts for him as well. So, yeah, you have to give it to Naz next, in my opinion.
But saying that, we do move over to the co-main event of this evening, which is 2 men. Also having beautiful performances in their first week out. Keza versus Dzinho. Both of these guys are 1-0. I've had a brain fart and forgot I had to go back to the card. But don't worry, lads, we have figured it out. I just had a bit of a brain fart staring at the Discord. Don't know why I did that. But we do have Dzinho taking on Keza. Both of these guys, like I say, D's beating Naznim last week, which is a tough win, tough ask, you know.
What about the winner of this for the belt, though?
And that's what I was saying. The sort of more dominant performance was going to get the title shot. Like, you see all these guys, Dave 2-0 now, Naz 2-0 now. The winner of this will also be 2-0. And you got to think, looking at performance base, because they're all razor close fights on paper. You know, you look at Naz versus Blink, Keza versus D's, razor close. You sort of look at the fight performance itself, and I think we will sort of have the chat in the matchmakers between me and you and whoever else, and we will sort of come to the conclusion of who does deserve it. But I think that one might be a tough one to follow. After that, Dzinho is offline.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Dzinho is a bit of a killer, bro. Like, I don't feel like he gets enough respect. Of course, he's my campmate and I would be a bit biased, but, you know, D's with that pressure, he's honestly a very good pressure fighter, right? And, you know, he's very skilled. He's the type of guy that will like counter or look for look for like a double counter and be able to pull off things like that, right? Keza, of course, very tough, very good grappling. I faced Keza first week and lost. Again, tricky, but I would edge it to D's in this fight as well. Got to see how it goes.
It's a very, very interesting fight. Kezalar did ask for this one, and I had no qualms in giving him this fight whatsoever. I do think it was a very evenly matched up fight, and I do think it is tough. So we will move on to it. Don't know if you guys know, but it's Keza streaming from Kezalar.
Okay.
Keza streaming from Kezalar.
Got it.
So they are locking it in. They are locking it in. I believe this was featherweight. Featherweight. We do see a Conor McGregor match. A large advantage for Kezalar in the sparring, but you've got to think and you've got to assume that was from when Dees was on the come up.
I mean, Dees' come up was pretty crazy, right? I would put him right up there with some of the top players nowadays. But again,
DB member.
Keza.
I'm correct.
Dizino, of course, yeah.
So he is part of the new DB era that we have seen a surge in DB in these cards and primetime MMA.
Back and forth action already happening. Nizak has continuing to go on with the combo. Zinho putting on this pressure as best as he can so far, landing the uppercut nice and cleanly there. Straights also landing hooks and well. Following suit. Does seem like this is going to be a back and forth action. A lot of punches, a lot of shots being thrown.
Exactly that. I mean, what more do you expect with a featherweight Conor McGregor mirror, right? Like, it's going to be crazy.
Just
and featherweight's, featherweight's such a crazy weight class as well. Like double drops all day, just the movement, how quick it is.
So far, Keza looking like he's taking an early head health lead. Oh, and a big drop. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Could he get Dizino out here early? I'm not too sure it's going to be doing, but pulls him down into full guard, and that's big for Kezalar early.
Yeah, it's huge. Huge shift in times, and Keza's happy to keep it down here on the mat, right? So
down to the body a bit now. With 10 minutes left on the clock, 3 rounds total at this time. Kez is just working that body. He doesn't really care if he gets stood up. He knows that most likely the ref is just going to stand this up. So work this body a bit, make sure he doesn't get too gassed out, and he's living life.
Yeah, exactly that stuff. Free body damage.
Back to the feet for these two gentlemen. They will touch upper gloves as they continue to go to war. A simultaneous switch of stance for both of these gentlemen. Has Kezalar with an early advantage with 2 minutes left on the clock.
Damn, I'm nervous here.
Yeah, these sort of fights are the one that's on the knife's edge, right?
Yeah,
you see Kez gets the early drop, but Dees can whip that out straight away as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the issue between these two. Both very evenly matched. The group picks also don't help. Ducking hook there lands very cleanly. Teep Snail starting to be engaged here. 90 seconds left overall, and neither guy willing to let down, willing to calm his pace down. They're both playing very aggressive, looking to get back wherever you can. Dee's looking to pay back for a knockdown. Keza looking to continue on his rampage, it seems.
Oh, that huge drop from Keza. Dees does land that elbow. Yeah. I'm surprised he's not got a rock yet.
I'm surprised too. But head held, nothing doing. Keza looking like it's going to be a shot.
Backed up against the cage.
It's tough.
Good head movement there. Another head kick there for Keza as well. Another big drop. That's got to be it.
Oh
my God. He manages to survive. Jesus.
As we do see round two, and that's what I mean. You look at the Naz fight, you look at the Keza fight. If Keza gets this done, it's hard to look at both fights and really tell who was more dominant.
Yeah.
And a little slight bobble, but Keza just combos, and that could be it. That could be it.
Close stadium methodical approach, and Keza taking the win. He's landed some good shots. He definitely did have good shots across the board. None of them getting stuns. On the other hand, though, you had Keza coming full force, all of his nature, and just was looking for the kill several times. Got stuns, nearly got finished at the end of round 1, but the bell saved poor old Dizinho. And then round 2, it was just guys getting one stun, bit of ball heading from the D's, but Keza keeping him stealth pace, keeping himself time so he didn't gas out, and then as soon as he found the right shot, he just launched it, and that was that.
Yeah, exactly that, right. And that was a huge win for Keza. I mean, he did, Deez did land some shots, but, Keza with the stuns, with the drops, he kind of controlled that fight. He controlled the pace of the fight as well, right? So it's a huge win for Keza. And, I'm not sure, who would you say was more dominant there, Naz or Kez in those fights?
I don't know. It's a conversation to be had. It's a very tough one. It would be beautiful if them two could fight each other for the belt, but that will not happen as we have the championship on the line in the next matchup. But it definitely will be a conversation to be had. And who does the guy that's not fighting for the title? Who do they fight? It's a very tough time for these guys and for us matchmakers to decide. Dude didn't touch my KO and even beat KO of the night. So Nez obviously self-proclaiming that is...
Of course.
But it will be a conversation to be had. Both of them guys really showing out. Very dominant performance from both of them guys. And very dominant performance from a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
So, it's been a great event so far. I would just like to shout out NUGS, again, who are sponsoring this. There are so many prizes you can win. You can win signed Conor McGregor glove. You can win a monitor. You can win a headset. You can win a signed UFC poster signed from Jamal Hill, from Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno. You can win some great prizes. So shout out to NUGS if you're unsure on what NUGS is. NUGS is a digital asset made by gamers, powering gamers in an effect to make a sustainable economy for everybody. So for the gamers, for the guys competing, for the staff members, for everyone that's involved, we're trying to just give a little bit back. And just, if you trust the process, hopefully it does well, then everyone could be earning a nice little touch off NUGS every event. And hopefully we're looking to move into LAN events and all other stuff, just more meetings and more stuff, constant emails. We're chasing up all the right things, and yeah, just stick with us, gents, because
exactly that, bro. Jake, you should drop the Discord link down in the stream chat as well.
I will drop the Discord link, and even like I say, guys, you've not got to be winning to win these prizes. You've just got to maybe get a highlight KO, maybe go on a good run, show you're the most improved, show you're dedicated. Be a staff member, helping out around Discord and things like that. Everyone.
That, bro.
There'll be a will at the end where even the guys like Cross and people like that have been helping out throughout the whole season, their name will be on the will. So there's plenty of just be involved in the community, be involved in the NUGS community. We do Call of Duty tournaments, FIFA tournaments. We do tournaments for multiple games. And you can also become a NUGS streamer if you want to be a streamer and you're looking to get started and things like that. Then yeah, you can be a NUGS streamer and things like that. Just make sure you get involved, jump in a Discord, check out NUGS at nugsau.org. And yeah, it's we're going to the moon, gents. So I'm glad to be taking my community and my friends along with me. So if you're a weirdo,
exactly, man.
If you're a weirdo, let it be a lesson to chill the fuck out, because you're not coming to the moon. I ain't letting you on the moon if you're being
on the spaceship. No, exactly that, man. I mean, all it really is just taking part, right? You see the Discord link there in the stream chat as well. You don't need to be winning every single week. Even just competing is enough to potentially earn a prize, right? So just come join, be a part of it, speak to the people. Everyone's fairly cool, right? So it's exactly what Jakey said just there.
So moving on, we do have our main event of the evening. We do have Fadinator, the proclaimed best player in the world, from my man on the booth, Concept, against Boss Man, a man that has just made leaps and bounds in his game. He has currently just made a surge in prime time to win the title. He's won the 3v3 NUGS tournament with his team, and he's really looking great. He's looking really good. It's tough ask for him to win tonight, but if anyone can get it done, I'm sure it's Boss Man, right?
Exactly, man. He's a tricky customer, right? I mean, Fadinator is one of the best. He's trained up Bossman as well, right? To be almost on the same level as him. But, Bossman is, crazy good competitor now, really working his way up there with the best of the best. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
So what it does, though, gents, we do have a strict sort of weight class system in place. So everyone that's booked from the early prelims to the co-main event will be allocated a weight class between bantamweight to middleweight. You guys can agree any weight you want as long as you agree and it's both confirmed by both competitors, and I've seen it that it's confirmed. Any disputes without proof, then fights will get run back. But the main event does fall down to the champion's choice. The champion can take the challenger into any weight class they want. I believe the champion, the dominant man, has the advantage. We give him the advantage. He can take Bossman wherever he wants, and he has chosen to take this fight down to heavyweight. So he has taken this fight to heavyweight. It's looking like a John Jones mirror match, but just wait till you see the amount of fights between these guys.
It's a bit insane.
So that's a total of 838, if my maths is mathing and correct. There is 838 fights between these guys. Fadinator are taking 754 of them. What's your
crazy record?
What's your predictions of this fight, Doctor? You know Fadinator well. Doctor?
Yeah.
What's your prediction for this fight? What do you think of it?
Well, I mean, when you look at the fights, you assume it's Fadinator, but as I mentioned so many times before, anything can happen under the bright lights. John Jones versus John Jones, not typically going into the favour of Bossman, I believe. Bossman more of a heavy striker. Fadinator, a mixture all round. One of the best MMA artists within the general community. So you got to imagine, if you're Fad here, you're just going to work slow, work patient, and if you're Bossman, you're going to be looking to try to find a hole that maybe you've seen in your 800 plus fights of experience with the guy.
Well, that many fights, you do got to think there is probably potentially something you see and you know that the other guy, maybe just like from the 50 odd wins or however many it was, whatever one you get the KO with the most, keep doing that. If it's the head kick, keep throwing that head kick or whatever it may be that gets the most.
Whose choice was it to bring it up to heavyweight here?
Fadinator. So Fadinator gets champion will always get the choice on weight class. I think that's just a fair ground. I think he won the title under fair conditions under the weight class I set. Now being the champion, he will have the advantage to select the weight class. But I believe as a UFC 4 competitor, you should have no bad weights.
Yeah.
I get it. These a bit slower to move around, a little bit less, spazzy, some would say, or whatever. But I believe as a competitor, you should be comfortable. If you play OWC, you participate in these weights. You know what I mean? So you should always have a go-to pick and be confident enough to get the job done.
Exactly that, right? And man, this fight is just super high level. Fadinator is doing good work to the leg early, but Bossman is coming back, to the head and the body. Head and body looking both pretty even right now.
It is looking even. Fadinator does look like he is taking the early
left leg there.
Yeah, he's taking the left leg and taking the early exchanges. He does look like for a big takedown here. And I'm questioning myself as, will this be a very dominant first title reign? We see it early on the cards. This could be very dominant,
Yeah.
For Fadinator.
Well, so far, Fad has his main tool against him being used is the side kicks of Bossman. Apart from that, though, the calf kicks have been used quite a lot. That left leg is causing an issue. The knees, the lead hook. It's a culmination of his Fad's overall entire style being used. He's not rushing stuff. He's being very cautious, very steady in what he's doing. And his meticulous actions are really allowing him to just find time for all of his shots. And if not, they land on the block.
Exactly that one. And I'm finding it a hard time to just commentate this one here, just because I'm paying attention.
You're trying to learn. I'm trying to learn from this fight right here. It's not every day you get to see fights this spectacular and this high level, but they are brought to you courtesy by NUGS AU and the NUGS Esports Championship. So make sure you check out the server and you check out NUGS. But you do see Bossman is doing some good work, and round one, obviously this one is a 5-round fight because it is for the title. and that does close round 1. Possibly a Fadinator round, but
Yeah.
not much to take from it.
Not huge damage on either side, no big rocks and no big drops, and again, you don't want to be taking as many risks in a fight like this, right? But, small advantage there for Fad, you see a straight switch stance there from Bossman, right? And that's because of the damage that's been done to the left leg, have to assume.
And these guys will probably keep it clean throughout the fight. The Otsugari trip will be there, but they will be probably keeping that tool locked in the basement for now. Could you see one of these guys whipping at the trip? Concept?
I mean, when it's all to play for, right?
Obviously not when it's switch stance.
If you see one of them switch stance, then yeah.
Yeah.
Head kick narrowly misses for Boss.
Narrowly misses.
But I just feel like Fadinator is just doing... He's just... Like, it's so even, but he's just getting the minimal better of every exchange.
Yeah.
Which is just sort of... It's adding up, It's adding up. Both the legs looking not in the best of shape. Head slowly going down, and there's all very surprised he didn't get a rock
big
from
count. Yeah. And it's tricky though, because it's John Jones. Like, he doesn't have the best striking in the world, so you can't just go forward and blow someone's head off.
Yeah, that's true.
Fad's kind of known for his pressure, but he's playing very slow here, quite meticulous in his approach against Evan.
Interesting pick as well for Postmen. It's not really every day you see 2 players pick John Jones and opt to fight clean. I've fought Fadinator and OWC at heavyweight and light heavyweight, and he does usually opt for the John Jones pick. I'm surprised from Bossman. Do you think that's maybe of just we both go the same guy, or do you think he generally prefers to opt to pick John Jones?
I don't know if Evan does. I don't know if he matches his style the best, but I feel like he doesn't want to give Fad an advantage in certain aspects.
At this weight, and although he's a 4-star, he's a very, very evil striker.
Who's that?
Pavlovich.
Oh, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. He's crazy.
He's got like 100 power, bro.
Yeah, he's got 100 power. His ground striking's 97 as well. He doesn't have the best ground overall, but 97 ground striking is immense.
I'll have you know, I won the Prime Time MMA belt at this weight class, gentlemen. All in a big rock from Fadinator. Come through. I will tell you more about that Prime Time champion win in a second when we get through this takedown denial. And
I can't actually remember it.
So in Prime Time, the challenger gets the weight class pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I took Dylan Optics to heavyweight, where he picked the newly added Tom Aspinall, who I don't know why everyone was ranting and raving Tom Aspinall to go, but Miocic is just, in my opinion, just a lot better. And it was a very beautiful performance from myself against Dylan Optics, where I claimed primetime gold, which not a lot of people can do. Only guys like the 2 people you see in this fight, and a big rock from Fadinator spinning back fist as we enter round 3. And
the other 2 people in the commentary booth as well, Jakey.
Have you been a primetime champ, Doc?
Yeah, I had a title shot against Dino. I lost split decision.
Or Dino MMA?
Yep. Dino MMA.
Tough fight.
I lost a split decision against him.
Oh, that's tough.
I was talking about myself there.
I know you won as well. You won one as well. You went on a mad run as well, didn't you? I think you beat Naz for it, right?
No, I beat Trixie and then Dave.
Oh, you beat Trixie and then Dave.
Yeah, that's nobody to scoff at though, Jesus.
Yeah, there's nothing to scoff at. I lost mine too, Dave.
Dave's tricky, man.
I think a lot of people lost theirs to Dave.
Dave's just always been there. I mean, okay. Dave's just always been there, around the top.
But nonetheless, we want to make the NEC just as valuable as a primetime MMA championship, because that is no easy belt to win. So we are going to make sure this belt is no easy belt to win. The only way to win it is going to be through solid and brute force by beating some of the top guys, as you see Bossman attempting to do today and become already the 2nd person to join Fadinator.
Oh, and another big rock for Fad. And this is where he just maybe closes it down, maybe looks for a little bit more pressure, because he's got such a big advantage, right? And he gets it as well. Huge.
Beautiful takedown from Fadinator, just to maybe make the gap in the head health just that little bit more. But you got to think he is looking very dominant, and a lot of these guys want to fight at the champion, but I'm not sure at the minute I'd be calling for that title shot. I'd say give it a couple more weeks, let someone else. You know what I mean? Hopefully Fad decides to retire, and then I'll fight someone else for the belt.
I mean, this is crazy, right? And this is exactly what Fad's doing. You know, he's like I said, he's one of, if not the most well-rounded player, like, on the game, right? Just everything is so clean. You see that side control deny right there as well. Just, this man can do anything, right? So, he'll happily hold Bossman down here for the remainder of the round. Keep edging away. Another big side control deny.
Those elbows are working.
yeah.
Add it up, bro. This
Another
could be
denial there. And tries to go for that. Another
He's going to go
denial.
for that Kimura. He's been
I'll
hunting
get
for
it
this.
this
He's
time
been hunting
round.
for this, and this could be it. This could just show his dominance. And this
It's
is
looking
gonna
like
be
it's
it.
going to be it, mate.
It's going to be it. It's going to be a
Yeah.
third round finish from Fadinator to secure the NEC Championship. Utter dominance from bell to bell. He's looked great in this performance, and that is all she wrote. And still, ladies and gentlemen, Fadinator. Crazy to think as well, he's like 16, bro.
Bro, this is what I mean, man. These kids nowadays are just... The reaction time is too good, bro. Can't compete.
He is crazy good at this game. Crazy good at this game. But
This is... You know, it's exactly what I mean, though, right? When I say, like, well-rounded, like, pound for pound, like, one of the best, right? Is winning the fight on the feet against Bossman, first off, right? He was, you know, pretty much comfortably beating him on the feet, takes it to the ground, and, you know, he holds side control perfectly at the end to get the finish. And, you know, this is the type of competition that you've got to face if you want to be the holder of the belt, right? You've got to beat someone like Fad, which is not an easy task for anyone.
not an easy task at all, and we've seen that through multiple competitions, through primetime, through ESFL. He's very dominant. He's a very dominant champion, and we are lucky to have him dominating the NUGS Esports Championship. But who will dethrone him? Will it be Keza? Will it be Naz? Will it be Dirty Dave? Will it be Trixie? Who will it be? Will Suave Jamie make a revamp, or will it be another competitor who's surging from the prelims? Maybe Ginger, maybe the Leech. Who knows who it will be? Unfortunately, gents, I am not here next week. I am away on a stag do with the guys at NUGS. One of the guys at NUGS is getting married, so congratulations to him. We are going to his stag do, going to watch Norwich play, going to watch Norwich ultimately lose.
Cute.
Yeah, for the Budweiser experience. So that is going to be great. We are going on a stag do. I will post the sign-ups for the following week tonight. So I will post them. If you are interested, make sure you join the server, get involved, and I will make that card with the guys over the course of the next 2 weeks. So it will not be next Sunday, it will be the Sunday after, because like I said, I am not here. I am away, unfortunately, so I can only apologise for that. The guys were all eager. We was going to start the NUGS Esports Championship after the stag do, but because everyone was eager looking to get in, we decided two quick events. Then we will have a week break, and we will get back into it. So I've been your host, Jakey B. We have got on the mic with me, we've had the Doctor, we have had TMF Concept, DB Concept, one of the DB boys. Anything you guys would like to say before we jump off? You got any things you want to plug?
Other than that, just get involved, right? Put the Discord link in the chat one last time. Just sign up, you know, get your fights in, and just, you know, be a part of NUGS.
One hell of a time, one hell of a fight. Fun fights all around.
We are going to do that. We are going to go ahead and raid somebody that is live. We're going to have a little looky, see who is live on my Twitch list, who can hopefully grace some of your screens. If you could all stay for the raid, it'd be massively appreciated. We will go and raid the man Gringo, who is playing EA Sports UFC 4. So make sure you go say hello to Gringo, get involved. He does have... Oh, he's running the card, right? The UFN, I believe. Or something. Maybe he's running something. Not too sure. Not too sure what's going on. But go over to Gringo. Make sure you say hello. And yeah. Peace. Check out NUGS.
As well, it's just got to be a little bit patient and make sure it doesn't duck into anything or sway into anything.